You chose the wrong side.
Okay, I think we are good to go here. Guys, welcome for joining us. Myself, Akasan, from the Red Dreaded Nation, DC Sun on my left here. We are about to check out the full reaction, the full movie of Captain America 3, Civil War. So we're going to go ahead and adjust this camera. We have no problems here. We haven't had any technical difficulties at all. Everything is going 100% perfect. No problems at all, guys.
Just want to change t-shirts that says sarcasm.
Yeah. Do not feel conflicted because DC Sun has a Red Lantern shirt on and such.
Yeah, it's just because my cap shirt's in the wash.
Yes.
No biggie.
Yes. Seriously feel bad for Akasan. This dude tries so hard to interact with his fans. Exactly, guys. I do my best here. I'm gracious for all of you guys, and I try so hard to connect, but I have really, really cheap equipment. So, if you want to help out with all that, hashtag help Akasan. I appreciate that. You want to help out, I do have a donation thing down below over there to help out. I'm trying to build a monster PC because Mac is not the job for a YouTube streamer. So, anyways, let's get it on here to all the hundreds of people watching. That's slowly dropping for some reason, the stream. But let's go ahead. Let's get this movie going. Again, this is Bring Your Own Movie. We're going to try it with audio here, but I do have the timer right up here as well. I hope you guys will go ahead with this. All right, so I'm going to count down here. And 10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Is it?
It was. It no longer exists.
I'm actually trying to see if the stream's even working right now. Something's odd.
Yeah, this part's kind of funny for me.
Огонь. 17. Рассвет. Печь.
It's like what?
9. Добросердечный. Возвращение на родину. 1. Грузовой вагон. Добро, солдат. Я готов отвечать. Нет тебя здесь. Санкционировать Кай. И сидеть.
No, he actually does look like a young man.
I would say so. He does look like Mark Hamill. Yes. Everybody hit refresh on the stream, I think, if there's a problem. But we're good now.
Yeah, it's back up.
And the timer's ready. Everything should be okay now, guys.
Отлично, солдат.
I like the way that was shot. That was done really well. That clip right there.
That the way they cropped it, so you could see
Yeah,
like a quarter of your shoulder.
yeah, yeah.
That was cool.
It's little.
But the detail on it was nice.
Well, it's little subtle things that I like this about the Russo brothers, and I love this music. So American, a little bit of Avengers feel to it. Yeah.
What's up, girl?
What do you think about this titling
The
thing?
large logos across the screen.
Yeah,
I could do without. It's not my favorite.
right.
You know, I don't know. When I see it, it just makes me think of Guy Ritchie,
Standard
Okay.
beat pops. Small station.
like an old 70s movie.
Oh, okay.
Quiet street.
It's a good target.
There's an ATM in the south
Maybe
corner.
having the logo come up
Those
like
cross
in
streets are one way.
the bottom right or the bottom left corner.
Right, but then
It's-
it's not as dominant anymore. I think there's.
But does it have to be?
See that Range Rover?
Do you need
And the red
I'm
light.
to
gonna
have it across the whole screen?
I'm gonna say yes because of the fact that they were really trying to be serious about the fact of how international
You
this
guys know I do
situation
things with my
was.
mind, right?
Like they were really trying to make it in your face. Like, look, Avengers aren't just a New York thing; it's a worldwide thing.
Yeah, which is a good thing because
Right.
they needed to get out of the city.
Right.
Especially in New York City.
6 months.
But
I wanna lose
my
My
thing is, they could have had that placing of where they were without being all the way across the screen
I get
and still
it.
get the point across. There's a lot of movies like think of Mission Impossible.
I get it. I get it.
Now I'm not hating on it. Just
Yeah.
for some shots it fits and some shots it doesn't. Like when the movie opened and they did that, I was like, okay, cool. But that long wide shot of the snow and the mountains, it's like, all right, that looks cool.
Right.
Little tweaks that they've done that I like. My gripes with
That truck's
Falcon's
loaded
armor
back
from
weight. The driver's on.
the first movie.
It's a battering ram.
Him
They fixed it up.
having a prototype, understandable, but being out and flying and things, he doesn't have enough protection on him.
Right.
So like, his thighs are wide open. If something blows up, he's got basically a fatal injury. He's done.
I get it.
It's still exposed, but
I
they
like-
made his armor better.
I like this scene a
Yeah.
lot.
I like the scene because they did a good viewing of showing how they work together as a team.
Yeah. Well,
Using
I
everybody's
liked how
abilities.
practical this looked.
Uh,
This was dope, actually. It kind of reminded me of Deathstroke.
really?
From Arrow. The way he kind of
That it comes in.
come on, kid.
I just like when Cap basically takes
This
him
was
to school.
this shit was so funny. Oh! Woo!
It is Cap.
This boy
That's
was
badass.
whooping ass, man.
AR-15s.
I made 7 hostiles.
You know what else I like about it?
Oh, this
Falcons
was
did
great.
more fighting.
Yeah,
And
this
I
was
love
great.
that.
Yeah.
Because people forget that he is an expert hand-to-hand combat. So it's like, not seeing him use his skills, it's like, oh, come on, multi-knife. Yeah, okay, I have to admit, they made Falcon very
Robo's
badass.
on the 3rd floor.
Wanda, just like we practiced.
What about the gas?
Get it out.
I know it's not a possibility right now, but I would love to see the Russo brothers take on a Batman movie. Just because
A Batman movie? I'd like to have them do a Red Hood movie.
I don't want. Shit!
Sweet.
I never even noticed that. The first three times I saw it, how he was kind of like dazed.
Days after being hit in the head with
Yeah.
a shield,
Nice job, Wanda.
right?
Very tactical.
See, that right there,
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
it wasn't just, oh, his wings spread so he can fly. They actually act as body armor and shields.
And remember, a lot of some of the gripes some people had was where was Vision and some other people. This was supposed to be a covert operation, so
Because Vision could actually like face the building,
Right,
no
well,
one would see him, that kind of stuff.
he would stand out as well a little too much.
He would, but remember, Vision is somewhat similar to DC's Martian Manhunter.
I get
he
it.
can change forms and
Right.
he can hide. He can use invisibility.
Um,
So then it's like no one would see him. That, I mean, he's super powerful. I mean, he could pretty much get rid of half of them.
Wasn't she pregnant during this? No. Was she pregnant during this movie, or was it Ultron?
I think Ultron.
Right. Okay.
But either way,
She does not look
before
like
or after,
yeah. She still looked damn
she
good.
put herself in fantastic shape.
Yeah, she did. Blew him the fuck up. Damn.
Yes, but then he got right back up.
That's what
That's
he does.
Boy, go Cap. I love that. It's like he takes a beat, gets up, and he keeps going.
Take this to the airstrip. We're not gonna outrun him. Lose the truck.
He's making awesome great names, by the way.
The guy who played Crossbones?
No, Captain America.
Oh.
Because it's willpower.
Oh, I get it.
Because he doesn't give up.
I get it.
And Falcon just looks cool.
I've got 4. They're splitting up.
For me, in this movie, Cap, Falcon, Black Panther.
They really stood out, yeah. That's why I'm very curious to see how the Russo brothers are going to tackle
This review. It's a shell game now. What are the men?
the Avengers, because it's really outside of like the grounded zone they do. It'll be very interesting.
Not necessarily. Because you see how they did the Cap movies, right? And you've got the Avengers, and this is basically like Avengers 2.5.
I get it.
And I
get
like
it,
the way they shot it. If
Right.
they shoot the next Avengers movies like this, oh man, it's gonna be
That
bad.
was so
That was
dope.
sweet.
That
Good job,
was
Falcon.
great.
He doesn't have it. I'm empty.
That Falcon body armor would be cool.
Yeah.
The way she whoops their asses, excuse language, I thought was awesome.
Oh, this was like so good.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, look at Black Widow doing her damn thing.
That because they kept the movements
Yeah.
compact and very realistic. Like there's weight behind the hits. I like that.
My only gripe about this is that Russo brothers' directing style, their shaking cam, does not work well for 3D. And I can really tell, now I can really focus on it, but in 3D I was like, oh fuck man, I'm getting sick. Damn, nice.
Payload secure.
She's got such a nice ass.
I'm not thinking nothing.
His name is Red Wing.
I'm still not thinking it.
He's cute, but I got him.
This fight between Cap and Crossbones, I really liked, especially when Cap's like, all right, forget this entire thing.
Yeah, I agree. He was like, okay,
This is coming up in just a moment.
very Batman-ish, very strategic, like, okay.
Yeah.
Dropping a building on my face.
It's like, yep, screw that, right here. Kick his ass. Oh, that combination was
He's
beautiful.
good. He's really good. In some sense, I feel like the Russo brothers have made a better Captain America on film than we've had in the comics. In some sense.
Well, I'll say part of that is also because he's in motion.
True.
I like Cap in the movies better
That's
than
a good point,
the Cap
yeah.
in the animated cartoon.
That's true.
He got all weepy about it. Till he put his brain back in a blender. He wanted you to know something. He said to me, please tell Rogers.
To answer your question, Bernardo, we don't. In Japan, we rarely get a good. We can't get IMAX 2D. It's usually going to always be in 3D.
If we get IMAX 2D, it's rare.
Very rare.
It's either rare if it's in one of the mainstream movie theaters, or it's in the countryside where they've just built a new movie theater and they're trying to get people to go to it.
The last IMAX 2D movie I saw was like The Dark Knight Rises.
Fire and rescue.
But believe me, if they made it 3D, they would have shown it in 3D. It's really frustrating.
They had the Suicide Squad in IMAX 2D.
Nah.
No.
I didn't
In one of the theaters out in the country.
Oh, I didn't catch it.
Not in the city. I have to admit, unfortunately, in the movie, this is one of my least favorite parts.
Really? Okay.
It's one of my least favorite parts, mainly because
It's so awkward looking. Or yeah.
Christmas.
I love you too, Sam.
Be nice to you. He's been
Hey, Sam.
Really, which broad? What's her name?
Candace.
Do me a favor. Try not to burn the house down before Monday.
And that's the original actor that played the original Howard Stark, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they brought him back.
What I find interesting about this is it's like they took the technology that they used for Tron
At the Pentagon.
Legacy
Got
and
it.
basically updated it
Right, that makes
and
sense.
used it for him.
You know, they say sarcasm is a metric for potential. If that's true, you'll be a great man someday. I'll get the baddies.
I know you
Favorite
don't like.
Avenger?
Okay, so I know you don't like this scene, but for me, because I relate a lot with Tony Stark and some of the decisions he's made, especially as of late with making unpopular decisions. I get where he I like this mind sort of think tank sort of deal he did.
This part, I like. The beginning of the scene.
It was kind of
It
weird.
felt
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. It was hard to absorb it.
Favorite Avenger?
Mighty Thor, of course. Yeah.
Wait, is Thor an Avenger? There's one. Joking. Just joking.
It's pod time. Yes, no.
Okay, with this movie, who are
That's
your
how I wish it happened.
2 favorite Avengers?
No, of course.
Binarily
Tony Stark
augmented
and Captain America.
retro framing, or BARF. God, I work on that acronym.
Yeah.
An extremely costly method of hijacking the hippocampus to clear traumatic memories. It doesn't change the fact that they never made it to the airport,
I'm with Joseph. Cap or
or all the
Hulk.
things I did to avoid
Unfortunately,
process
Hulk and
grief.
Thor aren't in this movie. I'm definitely Team Cap.
Plus $611 million for my
And for
little
backups, I'd
therapeutic
say
experiment.
Black Panther and Falcon. Because
No one.
the way that they
would ever fund it.
designed their costumes for this,
Help
excuse
me
me,
out.
their
What's the
suits for this.
MIT mission statement?
Black Panther's
To
suit being
generate,
infused with vibranium was just
Disseminate and preserve knowledge.
given. They do that
And
anyway.
work with others.
But actually
To
seeing
bring it to bear on the
live
world's
action
better challenges.
was pretty cool.
I really like the way
And
he
quite
did
a
this.
well challenge you this
Don't
year.
forget, Thor was
One of
with
the greatest
Daryl in
icons of
Australia. That's true,
Plus,
he was.
most of your
I actually watched it. That was fun.
Oh, I'm sorry, rather you were. As of this moment,
Nah, I was gonna
every
say
student has been
What,
made an
that was
equal
Hulk?
recipient
No, I
of
thought
the
that was
inaugural
the
September Foundation.
previous
grant.
director
As
of the
in,
Iron Man films.
all of your projects have just been approved in full.
John Favreau.
Yeah. It kind of looked like him in the back, but no.
So here's a question. You know, there's the joke about Thor being with Daryl in Australia, which I thought was a good little skit. How about Hulk?
They'll get to it. He was hanging around. He was on a plane. So.
Go break some eggs.
It would have been cool to see Hulk, but I also understand keeping Thor and Hulk out of it because it's just too much power.
Yeah, that's way too much. And we're gonna get more of that later.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. So much money. Wow.
Who is this guy? Is he supposed to be somebody? Can somebody explain to me why did he have such a dominant screen time on there? Like,
Wasn't he-
is he a comedian or someone?
Chemical detonator.
Restrooms this way, yeah?
Don't remember.
Embedded in the beach shaft.
I am so sorry about the teleprompter. I didn't know Miss Potts had canceled. They didn't have time to fix it.
I'll be right back.
We'll catch up later.
Hulk was an anger
say
management.
that
that was pretty
pretty
good,
good. That's
Joseph.
pretty
That was
funny.
good. Yeah.
Hulk is amazing.
He's from the Community. Okay, thank you. He's a comedy actor.
That was
Thank
nice
you.
what you did for those young people.
That's actually where I know his face from.
They deserve it. Plus,
This
it
was
helps ease my conscience.
Oh, I thought this was good, but
They say
I
there's a
will
correlation
say,
between
after
generosity
watching
and
BVS, the Ultimate Edition,
guilt.
the irony about how
Break
parallel
the eggs as you like.
they had a black woman from Africa like being the triggering point.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow, you can't make that up. That shit is a little too much.
Like, I hadn't even thought about that until you just mentioned it.
I'm right.
Once
It's like
because
when-
it's in
anytime
the
you have-
theatrical version, it's not really there.
No,
But
it's
in
not.
the Ultimate Edition, they really
They
honed
really
in
dig into
on the
it,
black
yeah.
woman being kind of the triggering point for Clark.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Which is interesting because the triggering point in this case, Iron Man's character would be more Batman than Superman. You realize that?
Yeah, of course.
So it's interesting. 'cause
Yeah,
it's like
I get where you're
from
coming
the
from.
opposite direction, but
True.
it's the same, basically the same topic.
Yeah.
And it's like having.
That's a good point,
Hollywood always
actually. No,
having
that's a
two
good
of the
point.
same
So, like,
properties, two of the
in
same,
terms of
stories.
destruction, Superman was the destruction cause, where Captain America, who was like the Marvel Superman, was the destruction cause.
Right.
But the triggering point, African woman, was Tony Stark and Clark, though.
Right.
Who's
Interesting.
going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
avenge my son Stark?
Hmm.
He's dead.
Is it true that
And I
she
blame
was
him.
up for the role for,
Amanda Waller?
yeah,
I don't know.
and they went with Viola Davis?
I did.
Oh, someone mentioned that to me, and the reason that she
11
didn't
Wakandans were among those
take it was
killed
because she
during
got
a
this role.
confrontation between
Huh.
the Avengers
It's like,
and
I
a
didn't
group
know.
of
I was like, that's very
mercenaries in Lagos, Nigeria last month. The traditionally reclusive Wakandans were on an
It was so dope to see Wakanda on the map like that.
Plant is built on foreign soil. Not only because of
I kind of wish we saw more of him a little bit, but
That, and I kind of wish it was a little more like the classic version where we get to see him in action a little bit
True.
before passing
True,
on.
true.
But given
The
they could do
Wakandan
that
king went
In
on
the
to
future, yeah.
in the future movie, that's fine.
Honestly, I think when it comes to this movie, this was Chris Evans' best take on Captain America. But not even as Captain America, just as being the Steve Rogers, the kind of the moral grounding. I
Yeah,
think he
because
nailed
there's
this role.
More Steve than Captain.
Yeah, but he nailed it so well here, like just coming in and like.
Almost said Bucky.
I just wish they would dye his
All
hair
of a sudden, now
and
16-year-old
stick to
kid.
one color. Like
What do you mean?
some scenes, like in the Winter Soldier, he's super blonde,
Yeah.
and in other ones, I'm like, dude.
It's on both of us.
Well, I like the scene between the two of them because it feels organic,
No, I agree. No,
and because she's easy on the ass. I like Elizabeth Olsen. Meeting her at the con, she's just really nice, and then seeing her like this, it's like, wow, all right. The gripes that I've heard about her character is that she drops the accent.
yeah, that's.
But having Vision walk in the movie was freaking funny. That and because he looks, the way he looks, no matter what he puts on, he looks overdressed.
Yeah.
So like he's in, a shirt and sweater, he looks completely overdressed.
Oh, and
coming in to
apparently
talk.
he's brought a guest.
There's one look right here,
The secretary
right there.
said.
very demonic looking, or very like he's got an evil look to him.
Oh,
In a,
It's,
Five
it's
years
the color
ago.
tone.
I had a heart attack. I dropped right in the middle of my basement.
What I find interesting is that he's
Turned out it was
dropped
the best
so much
round of
weight.
my life because after
Ah,
13 hours
Ross?
of
Yeah.
surgery and a triple
If you look at when
bypass,
he was in
Incredible Hulk. Yeah,
up
40
to now,
years in
it's
the
like,
Army, they were
like two
talking
different people.
right.
perspective. The world owes the Avengers
Evans is
an
just
unpayable
perfect.
debt.
That's right, Sam
You
Bubblegum.
have
Really is. I think
fought for us,
you have people that are
protected us,
that get
risked your
roles
lives.
that they were just
But
made for.
while a great
And I
many
think
people see you as
He was
heroes,
made for Captain America.
whereas some
I personally feel Chris Evans grew into this role a little bit, but also the character developed well. Like I think this was the perfect Captain America movie. Like the way portrayed. Like there's one line in here. I think he says it coming up right now. That I really like.
Wherever they choose and who.
I like how he looks at Tony though. Like, motherfucker, are you serious? Like,
This is something I made.
go ahead.
mention to
Yeah,
you.
you mentioned
Okay,
it. Yeah,
for
yeah.
those who don't know, when they're having this big meeting, beginning of the movie, look at Falcon's face. For the actor, it's nothing against you. I know what it's like being on set for long periods of time. You get sleepy, and it's pretty evident. Also, you can see Tony Stark, his ring come and go
Oh yeah.
in between shots. He was sleeping in the Falcon was sleeping in the meeting. Don't believe me? Watch, because he's sitting there, and you'll see him nod off 2-3 times. See, he nodded off again.
What I liked about this scene here is the fact that
Yeah, that right there was actually that to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gives me chills because you're looking at a child that passed, and the eyes are still open.
Years,
It's like
you
that's
operated
just
with unlimited
not cool.
power and no supervision. That's an arrangement the
I
governments
think
of the
I just
world
think they
can no
handled this
longer
scene
tolerate.
very well. Like they did it in a sense that wasn't like,
But I
look,
think we
it's
have a
really super in your face destruction. It's just like, look, let's get the music playing right.
Soviet
He's fought.
Accord.
Sleep again.
They
Approved
gave
by
that exposition.
117 countries.
See,
He does look like he's sleeping.
am I wrong? His ass is sleeping during the movie. It's like, come on, man.
Instead, they'll operate under the supervision
Yo,
of the
Anthony.
United Nations panel only when and if that panel deems it necessary.
The Avengers were formed to make the world a safer
This
place.
line, I really like
They
this.
should have done that.
Tell me, Captain, do you know where Thor and Banner are right now? If I misplaced a couple of 30
Australia?
megaton nukes,
And
let there be
rainforest.
consequences. Compromise, reassurance. That's how the world works. Believe me, this is the middle ground. So,
What I find interesting
There are
about him asking about those
3
two
days
particular
from now,
people,
the
given
UN meets in
they're two of the
Vienna.
most powerful people in
Right.
Marvel, them not being there, well,
Talk it over.
what does it do? Those two aren't the Avengers. Those are two members of the Avengers. You have
Then you
the entire
retire.
team sitting here at the table.
Right.
They've done so much in New York and outside New York. Yes, there are casualties and people did lose
Cleveland!
their lives, and it was sad.
LeBron.
But it's not like they were purposely trying to kill people.
Right.
They were trying to save as many people as possible. I
Right.
understand that. So, given that fact, why is it that he comes up, well, we're a Thor and Hulk.
Right.
This is all your fault because they're not here kind of thing. That's how it felt. And it's like, really? Seriously?
I mean, I get where, as a politician, where Ross was coming from.
Exactly, which makes it worse because his character, he
Right, I
started
know,
off
but he
in
was
the-
part of. Yeah, I know.
He
I
started
know.
in the field. He was destroying stuff
I
long
get it,
before
but,
them.
but
It's like,
this is politics.
come on.
This is politics.
Cake goes to fight. It wasn't good.
Now, here's probably the most. I feel we can probably discuss this one over this scene. Here's probably the most discussed, or I wouldn't say controversial, but the most discussed character in Civil War is if they used Zemo correctly. I feel they did. I thought Zemo was the perfect villain for. The movie wasn't about Avengers versus Zemo. It was about a civil war. So having them fight each other. So some people feel like Zemo was underused. I felt that he was like the perfect situation because we can argue that some of the stuff was kind of like dumb luck and like putting people together.
Yeah.
But you can also argue the same thing about Heath Ledger's Joker, about everything kind of being at the right point at the right time. So
Well, Heath Ledger's Joker, the difference is his character is a genius and crazy at the same time. So for him, it's more of chaos. He's not looking at planning everything. Now, he did do some good planning, but it wasn't one of those where I think Batman will be here at this time.
right.
So this is what I'm going to do. For everything. He didn't do that for everything. For some things, maybe.
So do you feel
My gripe with Zemo is, how in the hell did he know? Now, given if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler, and I apologize, but by this time, towards the end of the movie, they go out to where Winter Soldier was held.
Right.
So how does he know that Captain America and Iron Man are going to be there at the same time, along with Winter Soldier?
He's a good gambler.
Yeah, seriously. That's when I have to call Martha. No,
Martha.
it's not cool. And it's like he spent, what was it? He said 18 months, basically a year and a half, researching, trying to find information and things to find that book and to find out the information about Tony Stark's parents, so he could pit it against Iron Man, so he could pit it against, Captain America and Winter Soldier. Really, again, for those who may not remember, and if you do remember,
I like
you know,
this thing, though.
see how I am with this.
This shit was great.
This shit was, yeah.
That was dope.
And then he dips his own head in the water like, you're just
Yeah.
an idiot.
No, I thought that was dope. I was like, yo, okay.
No, I thought that was stupid. It's like, why not give him information that he needs, or half of it,
You still gonna
and then
kill
try
him.
and get out of it?
Hydra does not.
So let's say
No,
submit.
well, they do. They don't submit everything, but they do submit sometimes.
117 countries want to
I
sign
like
this.
I like that previous shot though.
117, Sam, and you're just like, no, it's cool. We
How
got it.
long are you gonna
Oh,
play
wait,
both
Cap
sides?
looking
I
at
have
the
an equation.
Sokovia.
No, he's got the two like kind of good and bad.
In the 8 years
Ah.
since Mrs. Stark himself
Hold
resigned,
on.
the number of known enhanced persons has grown exponentially. And during the same period, the number of potentially world-ending events has risen at a commensurate rate.
Are you saying is that a fault?
I'm saying there may be a causality. Our very strength invites challenge.
Yeah.
Challenge incites conflict. And conflict
Creates chaos. Breeds chaos.
breeds catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Oversight. Oversight is not an idea that can be dismissed out of hand. Boom.
I like it. That shit was great because Rhodey was like, "Yeah, I think you agreed with me."
Or you know me so well.
It's
Actually, I'm nursing an electromagnetic headache.
That's what's going on, Cap. Just
Okay,
pain,
One back to this.
it's discomfort.
All
Who's
this
putting
stuff
coffee
happened. We know
grounds in the disposal?
Tony Stark
Never in a
hacked
bed and breakfast
Shield.
biker gang.
Yeah.
years ago
Yeah,
all their information.
yeah.
You're gonna tell me at that time he didn't know what happened to his parents, because you know
Oh,
Tony
that's
Stark
Charles
is super
Spencer, by the
smart,
way.
and he always
Okay,
tries
okay.
to plan
I'm gonna.
ahead.
So with that one, I'm just gonna say that I thought about that also. The fact that he hacked the files and all that. You don't
before he parked it behind the desk.
look into
See the
things
world.
you really don't want to
Yes.
know like that.
Charlie
He already
didn't go to
mentioned
Vegas
that he
before
tried
Lauderdale,
looking.
which is what I would do. He'd go
Really?
to Paris or Amsterdam.
And even outside of that,
Sounds fun. He decided to spend
him
his
knowing the way he is, he wants to know what happens so he can move on. That's his personality. He doesn't just brush it to the side. He used to do that. He used to do that
Okay.
before he found the error of his ways, which is in the first Iron Man movie.
Okay, I
From
get
that
it.
point on, his character has grown and is like, look, I'm trying to plan for
But then again, who said was that a Shield archive? It could have been a Hydra archive.
Really?
I'm just saying. I know they're one and the same, but
Hey, so
Whatever
you
form
just
that
answered your
shit
question. You know they're one and the same. So it's like, come on.
but still separate. Nah. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Tony, someone dies on
It's
your
just
watch,
one of those
don't keep
things.
on. Reciprocate, you know? We
He
all
had
have to take
information.
responsibility for our actions.
Wealth, resources,
Document your
beyond
shit.
anyone's
Sorry.
means on the
See,
team. And you get
That is
Zemo,
dangerous.
basically
Arrogance.
cold
This
cock
is the
someone,
United
drowns and
Nations
takes a
talking
book
about it. It's not
and finds
World
out in
Security
18
Council.
months.
It's not SHIELD. It's not Hydra.
I'm calling
It's run
Batman
by
right now.
people with agendas, and agendas change.
That's
Studying
good.
Superman for
That's
18
why
months and you
Americans
can't see that
realize
he's a
when
good guy,
weapons are capable
you're an
in the
idiot.
wrong hands, shut it down, stop
So
manufacturing.
I feel, for me,
You
I felt like
chose
that
to
was a
do that.
loophole
I get
we
it.
signed this. We surrender
on
our right to
Iron
choose.
Man's side, because I look at Iron Man as
But
being
Scandal sends us
the
somewhere we
brain
don't think we should go. What if there's somewhere
for the
we
team.
need to go?
Right.
And they don't
He's the
let us?
smartest person there.
We may not be perfect.
He doesn't know that.
Red Dreaded
Okay.
Nation, do you guys think Dante's right about that? Was it a loophole? A plot hole?
That's the fact.
Alright. This scene was good too.
We would protect you.
Maybe Tony's right.
I like how they teased that.
If
Okay,
one
the Russo
man
brothers
on the
confirmed
pieces.
it already that the info was
Aren't you
buried
the
deep
same woman
and
who
that
told the
even
government to
Tony
kiss their
couldn't
ass
find
a few
it.
years ago?
I'm just
Well, then if Tony, okay, I'm like this. If Tony couldn't find it, then how come Zemo could?
some very public mistakes.
The
You need to
the
win
book.
their trust back.
Focus on.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, did I just mishear you, or did you?
So how did he know about the
Oh, I
book?
want to take it back.
No, 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 you can't retract it.
Do you see where I'm getting at?
I get it, but I think that's also digging the fine.
I'm like this. Tony is so much smarter. And I felt like that was one of the things that they kind of missed for his character.
Okay, well, I will close it by saying that
I'm just disappointed because
It's
I
not something-
like Tony Stark's character, and it's something that I feel like
Okay.
could have been driven in a slightly different way.
I
'cause
get
it
it.
felt a little open.
Okay.
It's not perfect, but the movie
Somebody
is.
told you to go watch Everything Great with Civil War. Fair enough.
Okay.
This scene, I thought
That's
was,
fair enough. I can do that.
I thought this one was good. I specifically like the way they kind of brought in I was kind of surprised they killed her, but and kind of used her as a plot device. But I did really enjoy. This point, I didn't catch in the beginning. I was like, "Wait, who the fuck is she?" And I'm like, "Oh, she's from the second movie."
There's always going to be a loophole in a sequel. That's true, there is. That's why I said no movie's perfect. I still enjoy it. I still like this movie. I just feel like Iron Man's character didn't have to fall prey to something so simple.
She had a photograph in her office. Aunt Peggy standing next to JFK.
This shit made me cry the first time I heard her say it.
But it was a lot to live
And
up
Avatar,
to,
what did you think?
which is why I never told anyone.
No, because I'm not sure if he was responding to me or responding to one of the other chats. So I was asking what did he think about what we were talking about.
No one wanted to see a woman succeed at either. And she said, compromise where you can.
Yeah.
Where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right. Even if the whole world is telling you to move. It's your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye, and say no.
But this one has. All right, fair enough.
That shit makes me tear up so many times each time. No, that scene is good.
No, it is.
It's a really good scene, but I think also because I can relate to that.
Thought everyone I know was gone.
Bruce City said the same thing. Peg's funeral got him to see that.
Yeah, this shit is really the connection between the comic and just the connection between.
Right.
When you look at everyday politics, you just sometimes you just don't know what's right or what's wrong.
Says he's retired.
And I just feel bad that they killed the character off in the TV show and here.
There's plenty of room on the chat.
I'm one of those people that's like, wow, it would have been kind of cool to see Captain, like, have a friendship a little bit longer. Because we don't really see her in the movie. Like, he goes and sits down and talks to her.
The Winter Soldier. But like, she was already, at the same time, what I will say about that.
I don't mean like a love relationship.
She's on her way, she was on her way out anyways in the Winter Soldier. Like, she had Alzheimer and everything. There wasn't much more they could do other than
No, but at least having
maybe
one more scene with the two of them together where he's basically like saying his final goodbye.
It would have felt repetitive, I think. And I like the kind of shock treatment it kind of gave him. Like, in the middle of all the shit going on, like, he's kind of
very personal.
Steve is kind of broken right now.
Very broken.
And so is in a way, so was Tony actually.
Yeah, because he feels responsible for what happened. Which is something that I like because that feeling of responsibility hit all of them.
Yeah.
And of course they showed the two main leaders, so to speak, for the group, and they hit them equally. Slightly different ways, but equally. I like that because it made them both feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
I suppose neither of us is used to the spotlight.
Well, it's not always so flattering.
You seem to be doing all right so far. Considering your last trip to Capitol Hill, I wouldn't think you'd be particularly comfortable in this company.
I'm not.
And that alone makes me glad
I would just
you are
take
here,
Miss
Ms. Moran.
Oh no,
Why you approve of all this?
Your courts, yes. The politics, not really. Two people in a room can get more done than 100. Unless you need to move a piano. Baba, yeah. Ms. Romanov.
King T'Chaka, please allow me to
T'Chaka.
what happened in Nigeria.
T'Chaka. I like the way his name sounds.
Yeah.
I wish I had a fucking Wakandan middle name and shit.
That Captain Rogers will
Akasan.
today.
T'Chaka. The Prince of Wakanda. Okay, I don't care.
What I find interesting is that there are some people that really didn't like Zemo for the reason you didn't like that they didn't utilize him enough. I thought, listening to some of the comments that are on there, or reading some of the comments that's on there, they're giving some good feedback.
Somebody said James Brown was such a good superhero.
Used to make a
He is. He helped save music.
We in Wakanda were forced to question our legacy.
One of the things
Those
I like,
men and women killed in Nigeria were part of a good mission
you know
from a
why?
country
It looks
too long
like
in
it's
the shadows.
if you look at the side of his
We will not,
helmet,
however,
it looks
let this
his ring looks
fortune
like
drive us back. We will
I think
fight
one of the
through
directors
the
was
world.
actually in this scene.
Really?
Yeah, like
I'm
there's
grateful
an
to the
Easter egg in
Avengers
here, but I
for
forget.
supporting this initiative.
Did not know.
Wakanda is proud to extend its hand in peace.
Everybody get down!
One thing I will point out about this movie is their fucking explosions looked really legit. The way the camera that they use, when the explosions go off, you're like, fuck, this is like really good.
This one is like, we've got one take, guys.
Yeah,
gotta get it right.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you. Like, it's got that Christopher Nolan like explosion appeal. Like, yo, we're gonna whatever we get, we get.
Yeah.
We're not doing this again. Yeah.
Once we detonate it, that's it. We're not retaking it.
Piggy. She bought me my first thigh holster.
Very practical.
Did you say thigh master?
That's stylish.
Oh, thigh master? What did she buy him?
CIA has a station.
Oh, handgun.
Okay. Joint Terrorism Task Force.
Right. Sounds fun.
I know, right?
I've been meaning to ask you.
I like
when you
the
were
way these two
spying
interact
on me
with each
from
other.
across the
Really?
Yeah, you know why? Because Steve, having all the power that he has, responsibility and things like that,
you know?
he looks like a high school
She gives so many
student.
secrets.
Talking to the girl,
I get it,
the popular
but
girl.
I really didn't care for her in this movie other than that one funeral scene. That was it.
Civil shuffle.
Scuffle.
Civil scuffle? That's funny.
Steve, something you gotta see.
And I also think it's kind of weird.
Since the bomb inside the wheelchair.
Shut up, guys. Okay, that was pretty funny, whoever said that.
The Winter Soldier, the infamous Hydra agent linked to numerous acts of terrorism.
Oh. One of the directors was the dead doctor that Zemo killed.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Hey, good looking out. Thank you. You didn't like her in this? Really?
No, and I didn't really care for her so much in the rest of the movie other than that one scene. I think for me, it was just fucking, like, I know it's also part of, like, comic lore, but the whole deal with...
So you prefer him with
No,
Captain Marvel?
I'm just saying, like, the whole idea of, like, isn't this your, like, dead girlfriend's niece? Like, it was a little weird for me.
Yeah, well, his girlfriend kind of did move on.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Segment. They lead you into the green belt where you can run forever.
It sounds very peaceful.
It does.
My father thought so.
But I am
Look
not
at that
peaceful.
ring, man.
I am not my father.
Sean,
That ring is badass.
task force will decide who brings in Barnes.
Don't bother Miss Romanoff. I'll kill him myself.
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah.
You know what I liked about this scene? Him and Falcon had matching hats. It was funny. It's like, wait, they're
Rose, right?
Incognito, kiddo. They're wearing the same hats, just slightly
Don't
different
make
colors.
this worse.
Augustin knows how I feel. Yeah, I got you.
Saying you arrest me?
No. Someone will.
If you interfere, that's how it works now.
If he's this far gone now, I should be the one to bring him in.
Why?
I
He's
would
other
have liked
one
it if
just like
Captain
the
America
guys
was
from
the Black Widow, like in the comic books.
Should try to say that.
Matching hats.
See? Am I wrong?
Might have a point. He'd do it for me. 1945, maybe. I just want to make sure we consider all our options. The people that shoot at you usually wind up
Shooting at me. That's good.
Kids have been pouring in since that footage went public. Everybody thinks the Winter Soldier goes to their gym. Most of it's noise, except for this. My boss expects a briefing.
I don't like her face. I think that's the thing. Like, she's got this. I don't know. For me,
She looks like a parrot.
Like a parrot. I
Or a
guess that's
pigeon.
that. Oh, that's a good
I've
one.
actually, I'm not calling it that, but I've heard people say
Something about it didn't work. I like the attention to detail with the fact that he had the shoes up like that and very folded, like
very neat.
very neat. Yeah.
Vagon.
I like Zemo because he doesn't come off as the typical Russian or Soviet bad guy you would see in a typical movie. He does look like a more urban terrorist type of dude. Very charming. Like, I don't know, I like that.
Especially with the dead director. And
yeah, exactly.
Very charming.
But that's the thing, like, I like that.
Sorry.
All he wanted was some plums. Yeah. Wait, where did I see that? In
Cinema Sims?
No, it wasn't Cinema Sims. It was.
They definitely mentioned him.
It must have been
looking for Captain America.
He was like starring. He was like Bucky. All he wanted was some plums. I saw it in something, but it hasn't because I haven't seen the Honest trailer one yet.
Hey, in the original trailer,
maybe Honest
didn't the van pull by and he disappeared?
Huh?
In the original trailer for the movie?
Yeah.
He's standing there.
Yeah,
the vehicle pulls by and he disappears.
Yeah. So it was
and
just
that scene was cut.
Alternative take. Yeah. I just noticed the fucking Disney Easter egg right there. There were like a bunch of oddly positioned Disney books.
Yeah, those Disney toys right there above.
Why would you need that in a newsstand? But okay. I did like his stealth suit. His stealth suit looks really dope. Kind of looks like Trevor's apartment from GTA 5. Really nice stealth suit.
America just looks cool.
Yeah, Honest trailers. Thank you. I thought that's where
Heads up, Cap. German special forces approaching from the south.
By the way, who's talking to him? Is that Falcon? Giving him the intel?
It's Falcon.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't sound like...
Because Falcon is the lookout. Because he's high up. Yeah.
Like a Falcon.
You're Steve.
They all have matching caps.
I read about you in a museum.
Seriously, they got the leather coats and the matching caps. Winter Soldier's got his in black, Cap's got his in navy blue, and Falcon's got his in red.
Plenty of reason to be. But you're lying. I wasn't in Vienna. I don't do that anymore.
They're entering the building.
Well, the people who think you did are coming here now. They're not planning on taking you alive. That's smart. Good strategy.
They're on the roof. I'm compromised.
I actually heard someone on the roof.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Buck. It always ends in a fight.
5 seconds.
You pulled me from the river. Why? I don't know.
30 seconds.
Yes, you do.
I love that.
Very well done.
People may notice that I'm cringing at some moments because I'm thinking about the practicality of when you get hit by someone with real force, bones are breaking. Given he may not be killing people, man, that's a lot of people going to the hospital.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got to have some broken ribs getting hit by a center block. That's awesome.
Hello.
This scene, I liked.
Oh, it's great.
Because it was like watching
The Dark Knight.
No, the Born Identity.
Ah, I'll give you
2.0.
that. Yeah. Okay. This reminds me of when Batman was taking down the SWAT in The Dark Knight.
Ah, all right.
There's one part where he wraps them up and shit.
Yeah.
Crack.
I like this. Throws the shield and gets stuck in the wall.
Come on.
That was dope. That's the part I was like, oh shit.
Let's smell. Yeah, like that hurt.
I will say, part of me. Oh wait, hold up. The shit was dope. All right. Player 1.
That's smooth, man. That suit.
Yeah.
It's freaking sweet.
It's very good. Woo.
Say him Southwest rooftop.
Who the hell's the other guy?
About to find out.
See how gracefully he landed? That was awesome.
Yeah, okay, see, now that I'm seeing it in 2D, my only gripe is this fight scene. I can't really get a good focus on them when they're fighting. I'm always seeing, like, double images a lot.
Really?
Yeah! You're not seeing, like, kind of like an after image? Especially on Black Panther. It's... Yeah. I don't know.
I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
No, it's not. I'm enjoying it. I'm just saying that when they start going into like shaky cam zone, it's kind of
Everything
weird.
seems jumpy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, now I'm really starting to see a few Dark Knight connections here, like the underground chase. Like, I didn't really think about it until now.
Right behind you.
Minor, very minor.
The Raid Redemption did have some badass fight choreography.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As a matter of fact,
I'd love to get those guys. That was a dope scene, though.
that was. As a matter of fact, the choreography from that, some of it was used in Arrow Season 3.
Oh shit.
Season 3, I think it was. This is Season 2, when he goes to save his stepfather. Steel. Yeah, no shit. Including the part where he's going down the hall, takes dude's head, slams it up against the wall a couple times. That's
Oh,
straight
fuck.
copy. That was cool.
That was... I completely forgot he grabbed him by the fucking back. Jesus Christ. That's a dope ass scene.
This part, it's funny.
Brought to you in part by Audi.
Right?
That's a very dope scene. War Machine on color people time.
Stand down
Man
now.
Machine looks badass.
You know, I'm gonna say
Hey,
yes,
what's up, Chris?
Congratulations.
but
You're a criminal.
that was dope. Sometimes I feel like, what's his name? The guy who plays Rhodey? He doesn't always hit the mark for me sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, was it Season 1? Alright, my bad. Yeah. That was one of my favorite scenes. That along with, you know what? You're right, it is Season 1. Along with when, who's the guy that plays Deathlock in this? In, Agents of
I don't know
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
his name, but I know.
That actor, he was on Arrow as an assassin. That episode where he basically comes into Arrow Mansion, that
I thought
was one of my
it
favorite
might
episodes.
Lift your spirits.
I saw. I saw this ingredient the other day in a supermarket, and I started thinking about this fool. I was like, a pinch of paprika. Very well done segue, actually, in terms of taking something so intense and going into this kind of little comedic relief.
I haven't actually ever eaten anything before.
Nice cereal in a blender, by the way.
Please.
Oh, it's not a.
Oh, that's like a
it's
dispenser?
It's a keeper, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wonder. No one dislikes you.
He's right.
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. No, it's a involuntary response.
But to answer your question, Jeffro, I wasn't so pleased with Terrence Howard either. He acted like too much of a bitch in the first Iron Man. He was really whiny, but
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, but sometimes, the guy who plays the War Machine, Danji, I kind of want to get into his role, but I just can't see him so much as War Machine. Like, I don't know.
Too nice.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I find funny? I don't even know why DC fans are here.
I know it's
You
not
do
this
realize that I don't know if you're talking to me or
he's
someone
not
on there.
in general.
But if it were to me, I like comics.
Okay,
I
I'm
enjoy
gonna.
entertainment.
The thing that jogged my thought here when he was talking about the gym in his head, I have a feeling that he's gonna get really fucked up. Like he's gonna be the final.
He has to at least once.
Well, he's gonna be the final gym that Thanos is gonna get, and it's gonna literally like put him on the deathbed or at least kill him or incapacitate him in a huge way to be that one final dramatic scene.
That and
Thanos is coming for your ass, man.
By that time, these two have
some relationship.
Have a relationship.
Oh shit! What if his death or apparent death would push her over the edge and
like in the comics,
unleash the House of M or some shit like that?
That'd be cool.
Huh?
But that's something I could see.
What if we do have the Infinity War, but the final gym is like that's the climax of the movie or whatever, and that's what because they said that the two Avengers 3 and 4 are going to be completely, vastly different.
Yeah.
Who can make something completely, vastly different? Scarlet Witch. Holy shit!
Because she can change reality.
Yep.
You know, she kills almost all mutants.
Though they haven't really touched upon it too much in this movie version of her, so I'm not sure if they're going to go that route. Because I sometimes feel the comic version was a little too much when they did that as well. This shit was so fucking funny.
Did you notice
So you like that?
Yeah.
What? Dude shows up dressed like a cat. You don't want to know more. Your suit.
Yeah. He does a very good job.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
What is his name? The guy who plays Falcon? Anthony Tucker? Anthony Mackie. He does a better...
Now, because your friend murdered my father,
yeah.
I also wear the mantle of king.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I like Black Panther in the movie, but
warrior,
I have to say that he's always
how long do you
looking off into space when he's talking.
I like
Very
that.
rarely
but
does
I like
he talk.
I agree with you, but I like that about him.
I don't dislike it, but I think he could eventually look someone in the face.
I get you, but it connects with the idea of like
him being a
loner, mourning, also talking about running into the valley
Same
type
thing
of
that
deal.
happened to you.
Fucking Martin Short, I was like, why are you in this movie? I was like, when I saw this dude, I was like, why are you here?
We'll write your receipt.
Well, because the Hobbit's
I better not look out the window.
I know, but I'm just like, you know, him
he's on break from
him and Strange are gonna have a scene sooner or later.
They have to.
Yeah.
You'll be provided with an office instead of a cell. Now, do me a favor, stay in it.
I don't intend on going anywhere.
Damn it, you fucked it up for me, Dante. Now every time he's just
something I noticed.
He's just staring off.
He's literally. They have his character constantly looking off into the horizon when he talks. It's not bad. It's just not great.
Obviously, you can quote me on that because I just said anything else. Thank you, sir.
Consequences?
Secretary Ross wants you both prosecuted.
I like.
Technically, it's the government's problem.
What I do like about this is that you're still seeing a lot of Avengers functions.
So when is Wonder Woman making her cameo? Because they got people from Warner in here. You know, Warner.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Gal Gadot, she's gonna play in Ragnarok. But I do like the fact that the Avengers are still working together in some form of a capacity here.
True.
I like that.
In Ragnarok, I want to see Sid. Just putting that out there because I thought she was cool. And I like the actress.
This was a great
Blind Spot.
This scene was really good. Because I get that Tony's trying so hard to make this work.
Most. Some would say it brought our country closer to war.
And fucking Steve is acting so fucking stubborn, but I still can't hate him for that. That's the thing. Neither one is right or wrong. Ugh.
Is that what you call it? It's February. I didn't see it. We're kind of, well, not kind of, pregnant. No, definitely not. We're taking a break.
Contractual break?
It's nobody's fault. I'm so sorry, Tony. I didn't know. A few years ago, I almost lost her, so I trashed all my suits. And we had to mop up Hydra, and then Ultron. My fault. And then
Bucky to Cap was Martha to Batman.
Because the truth is, I don't want to stop. I don't want to lose her.
Yeah. But I can't.
If I'm in the Accords, could split the difference.
I feel like this was the best Iron Man movie, actually. This was the best Iron Man Tony Stark performance of all the Marvel movies.
You know, I'm
he
glad.
did it so. I think he did this so well.
More than the first or the second Iron Man?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I didn't like the first Iron Man movie actually. So
you never mentioned that. Maybe
this one was done so well.
God, I hated you. I don't mean to make things difficult.
But
you are. You're very polite.
Right.
If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could. No, you don't. You're right. No, I don't.
And this is why I like him.
Sometimes I want to punch on your perfect teeth. But I don't want to see you gone.
And this is why I like Tony. Because Tony's not going to back down either.
We can make the last 24 hours legit. Barnes gets transferred to an American psych center instead of a Wakandan prison.
Because, see, I know Steve thinks he's doing the right things, but
what is it that makes him stop from signing?
The control part with Wanda. Yeah.
Sure. Once we put out the PR fire, these documents can be amended. I file a motion after you and Wanda reinstated.
But Tony's not wrong about this.
She's confined
not wrong about confining Wanda.
She's got to be stopped. Like, she did. She acted on foreign soil. She was I know she didn't blow it up, but she's got to play by it.
She's not a U.S. citizen, and they don't grant visas to weapons.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give me a break.
We're not all kids, though.
I'm doing what has to be done.
She's not a kid. Well,
look,
she's a kid. She's not an American citizen. Okay.
Look,
so her being stuck at Avengers headquarters is
it's better than jail, though. Like this.
Oh, it's better than jail. But the reason he's pissed off is like she can't do basic things like go outside without having a guard. That's what irritates me. It's like you're trying to control everything. I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know, but this...
I do say that the reason Cap is like that is like, look, I understand she had a mistake. She made a mistake.
Right.
But you don't need to confine her without training her, teaching her. Right now, she can't do anything. And he feels that you're taking her basic rights away from her. Remember, he doesn't like that because of things that he went through.
I know, because of things he went through, but we have to look at the reality now. And that, I know, that's why I do side with Tony a lot on this, because like myself and such, we see things that other people can't see yet, or where things are going. And all Tony's trying to do is put a fucking control on the situation, where Steve seems like he's more than happy with things getting out of control as long as people can be free, like that.
we're fighting like Tony and Steve right now.
Hey, how about a glass of Gedicht?
Guys, at this point in the movie, who are you for, Tony or Steve? At this point in the movie, don't think about anything
That's
else.
a good question.
At this point in the movie, who were you siding with more? I was totally on Tony's side. I got where Steve was coming from, but you can't run this fucking restricted like this.
It's a good way to flush a guy out of hiding.
Just
So,
like reaction
picture
videos.
taken. 7 billion people looking for a soldier.
You're saying someone framed him to find it.
Steve, we looked for the guy for 2 years and found nothing. We didn't bomb the UN. It turns a lot of
Yeah,
heads.
but that doesn't guarantee that whoever framed him would get him. It guarantees that we would.
He's got a point.
Steve.
Cap all the way,
Yeah.
Steve. Oh,
Tell me about it.
Of course, you guys will go with the free-spirited people. D23.
and a big reason behind that is because, unfortunately, as much as we like Tony, he's had a bad track record with controlling things and making things that shouldn't be made.
Yeah.
Ultron. So that's why some people, maybe not here, but some people are like,
No, I get it. I get it. Tony, like myself, has made some mistakes in the past, but that doesn't.
But so has Steve.
That's true.
Steve's
That
not
doesn't.
perfect either.
That doesn't. That's not an allowance for free reign.
No. But that's another
You're
reason
always
why
going to have
I'm one of
errors
those people
with
is like
policing things.
her being
Come on, guys, give me eyes on Barnes.
stuck at Avengers headquarters.
Give me a source
Right.
of that.
If she's going to be stuck there, then make good
Some
use of
people thought
it
he's
by
I-
training.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
But
they're
Steve, but Steve's not singing it. Like she.
that's because Steve didn't know.
Okay.
That's why he didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
Not Romania.
for movie purposes, of course, yeah, like we needed to
Yeah.
move the story along. But I agree with that point as well. She still needs to be confined. There's no.
But that's what I mean. She's confined to Avengers headquarters, so
Right.
while she's there,
She
have
could be
Vision
done. I agree with that.
train her
I agree
to
with
make
that.
her
Because there's
a
no
better
point in having her run out there. She's already a
She
monster.
can't control her,
Right,
her powers
exactly.
anyway.
She's already a monster to begin with. You don't see the X-Men running out outside of the mansion before they get their shit together. Usually. Minus Wolverine.
There's a couple cases. Come on, hit it like you mean it.
He totally looks like a soccer dad or something.
Right?
Like that.
He looks so non-confrontational.
Yeah. But it's kind of, I kind of like his appeal while everybody else is like overly testosterone up.
Yeah, it's like they picked the guy from the closest
He looks like
Starbucks
yeah. He looks like fucking, he came straight out of The Simpsons and shit.
Help me. Help.
And see, he uses that kind of normal look to his advantage.
Who are you?
I like how Steve didn't
He
fall
looks
for it
unassuming.
though. Yeah.
To see an empire fall.
Ah! Nice.
Yeah, I feel bad for him right there.
That was harsh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really sometimes that after image situation kind of annoys me. Is it just me, guys, or when the fight scenes start picking up with that shaky cam, you see like two images at the same, like the frame rate? I want to know. In fact,
Not gonna change it.
so the movie,
You got all civilians. Get the
rate.
perimeter around the building. Gunships in the
the
air.
movie style.
Sure did. It's
Oh.
lovely Tom Ford 3-piece
No?
suit, but
Leave
now
it?
I'm active
Yeah.
duty, I'll
Okay.
come back.
Chances are something will go wrong.
Fair enough. Okay. I do like how Tony ran up in here like, oh fuck, here we go. I like this movie. Let's go, 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 go. I was like, Tony, what you trying to do, bro? Hey, you know, our mutual friend pulls him off so well in cosplay.
Yeah, he does.
Hit him.
Oh, the way the two of them were going at it, breaking him down from top to bottom, I thought was good teamwork, but they don't have the
pile driver
to do it.
I like how that was a slight mention about when they used to be married 20-something years ago. What up?
The only reason that didn't work was because he had that arm. But I like seeing that. That power stroke was cool.
Exactly, Bernard. I was like, Tony, what you trying to do, man? He just kind of ran in there like,
what happened?
Come on. As much as I would hate to see Chris Evans give up this role of Captain America, I am also very curious on how Sebastian Stan would pull off Captain America. I'm very curious how he would do it.
But he's going to have to lift a little more because there's no way he can pull off this money shot.
My friend told me he heard a bunch of, no, actually it was Angry Black Nerd was saying he heard a bunch of women kind of gasp during the scene.
I can't say I haven't heard that before. I watched that here in Japan and heard some Japanese who were like, "Wah!"
Really?
Yeah. So what did you think of the full circle situation?
Oh, because
Bucky pulls him
the
out,
Winter
and he
Soldier. So
pulls Bucky out.
You know, I never even caught that until
Just
now. Like until you told me.
Full circle. Paying it forward.
He asked me again if you're going to be there. I said I
What side
sure.
would other characters like Jessica Jones,
Try,
Daredevil,
okay?
Cage be on?
I'm going to
I
love you.
I have to say, I think Daredevil would be on Cap's side. Jessica Jones, probably Iron Man's side. Luke Cage, I'd like to say Cap, but that's a coin toss. I think, if anything, he may, in the first iteration of him, he'd side with Jessica Jones because of the love interest. But then if you go further into the comic book story, where, you know, they have their falling out and then get back together, he may actually go the opposite direction.
Simplistically speaking, you better to base it off of what we know from Netflix and MCU.
Hey, Cap.
I'd say
He'd go on the side of Cap.
You're right. Jessica, it'd be interesting if she went with Tony, but
thinking about how she is with things,
she doesn't like being
Luke Cage and Jessica on Cap.
I think
and
they
Daredevil
totally be.
on Iron Man.
I think Jessica would be a bit interested in the money on Iron Man's side, but then after a while, she's like, "Well, fuck this shit, all this control, no way."
So she'd be the wild card.
I'd also think Daredevil he wouldn't be able to deal with Tony for too long either.
So the full answer is all three of them on Team Cap.
I don't think anybody. I think Iron Fist. Well, actually, I don't even know much about Iron Fist enough to.
Iron Fist is one of those where it could go either way, but he's similar to the fact where he tries to do things for the right.
Right.
So it's if he feels like he's being held down by someone, which is the feeling that most people get from Iron Man.
Here's how I would call it is like if they were really gonna pull it this way, most of Netflix characters would be Team Cap, but all of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. People would be Team Tony. Team.
Jessica tried to get arrested for Kilgrave's crime. Team Stark. Fuck Kilgrave, famous villain ever. You mean Mr. Purple was lame? Yeah, Daredevil being in the movie would be pretty badass.
I know Punisher would be like, fuck them all. Like, he wouldn't side with anybody. Though, nah, yeah.
He
would try to chill
he would
with.
side with the same side as Daredevil.
He would try to side with Cap, but Cap would kick him out. Be like, what the fuck is this guy?
Too violent.
Yeah.
I don't know. Comic book Cap would do
I knew you were gonna say that, but comic book Punisher respects the hell out of comic book Cap, so like it's kind of an easy answer on that one because we know how that goes. But
Punisher Team Cap.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
That was all genuine.
Team Cap family.
Yeah.
It would have been kind of cool to see the other Winter Soldiers in action.
And then Zemo kill him, like put a trigger on him or something. It would have been kind of cool.
Oh, you mean you're the Suicide Squad?
Yeah. Like it would. Like I was kind of low key disappointed we couldn't see them. All right, at least get them ready to fight and be like, oh shit, this is gonna be dope, and have them fight for a little bit, and then Zemo comes in and he's like, okay, I'm done. And kills them all and shit.
Better at least have some of them fight against
right.
Winter Soldier and Captain
a little
America
bit more, yeah.
and Falcon. That would have been cool. I think that would have been a cool fight.
You control them? Enough.
Yeah, Batman would be Team Iron Man.
Oh, of course.
So true.
Speak 30 languages.
Of course.
Sight.
I'm Team Iron Man.
Assassinate, destabilize. They can take a whole country down in one night. You'd never see them coming. This would have been a lot easier a week ago. If we call Tony, he won't believe us. Even if he did, who knows if the Accords will let him help. We're on our own. Maybe not. I know a guy.
And I don't suppose you have any idea where they are.
We will. GSG-9's got the borders covered. Recon's flying 24/7. They'll get a hit. We'll handle
You don't get it, Stark. It's not yours to handle. It's clear you can't be objective. I'm putting special ops on this.
What happens when the shooting starts? When you kill Steve Rogers?
If we're provoked.
Sure. He
Barnes
would.
have been
I agree.
eliminated on if it wasn't for Rogers.
Avatar
There are
Cap
dead people
would have put up a
who
really
would
good
be
fight
alive
against the
now.
Winter Soldiers. I thought it would have been cool to see
All due
the
respect
Winter
to
Soldiers in
Microsoft,
action a
Wars
little
and
bit
Bullets, Ross.
against
You've got to let us breathe.
No, that
part
end
of
any
the
different
Avengers, if not the
This
Avengers.
time, I won't be wearing
Just because I thought it would have been a cool dynamic, especially
72
against
Guaranteed.
the original Winter Soldier,
36 hours.
Cap and Falcon.
Barnes.
Would have been cool just to see them go at it, and then yeah, like you said,
Rogers.
possibly end up killing them all.
Wilson. Thank you, sir.
Would have been fine.
Tony.
Choreography's sake, it would have been cool.
Left arm is numb. Is that normal?
That's got choke, Tony.
You all right?
Always.
What do you think of
Jeez.
Stark and Black
We're
Widow being
seriously
together?
understaffed.
Oh, yeah.
Or you prefer Black Widow with Cap?
Any shot?
I never saw it with Black Widow and Tony, but
You mean in
I have an
the
idea.
comic books, or you mean in the movie?
in the movie, I couldn't see that ever happening.
Upstairs.
I'd like
Where's yours?
Iron Man to get back with. Pepper.
Hey, there we go. This was kind of weird how it just suddenly showed up. Like, when was Tony stalking this little boy? And I didn't actually catch that this was Peter Parker until I heard Aunt May. I'm like, oh.
Something else.
I thought, you know who I thought this?
That,
I thought this was Ant-Man for a second because he was stealing shit. Like
I did.
Okay.
As soon as they say
Queens, I didn't catch that.
That and
I was like, who the
he
fuck
walks
is
in.
this?
For those who don't know, he is
Perfect.
carrying a Sony DVD player.
What? What are you doing? Hey, I'm Peter.
Tell me,
What are you doing here?
it's about time we met. Let me get my emails right.
The anime does
Yeah.
look good.
Regarding the.
You didn't tell me about the grant.
About the grant.
The September Foundation.
Right.
Yeah. Remember when you applied?
Yeah.
I approved. So now we're in business.
Keeping secrets from me?
Well, I
This
just
shit is
know how
great.
much you are surprised.
This shit is great. I think his voice is perfect too.
Anyway, what did I apply for?
That's what I'm here to ask you.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Their chemistry is gonna be so good in the next movie.
Something I like about this version of Peter and May,
Is this
where they're
right?
living and how they're
I
living,
got money in?
Yeah.
it's very modernized. They're in an
Yeah.
apartment
Well
in
funded.
Queens.
Wow.
Who are you talking to?
Nothing. Why don't you like man movies? I don't get it. I don't know. I saw it earlier. Yeah.
That's Walmart.
I like to fuck. That's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna start using that.
Oh, man, you're a retro tech, huh?
AILF.
Salvation Army?
Yeah, garbage.
You're a dumpster diver.
Yeah, I was. And anyway, look, I definitely did not apply for it.
It's kind of funny how they really tried to hide how ripped that dude is.
That's you, right? No. What do you know?
Look at
That-
you.
Have you seen some of the
That was
making
dope.
videos that he's done?
Recently,
Yeah.
for Homecoming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude is fucking ripped, yeah.
Ripped, and
I mean,
he's
that's what
actually
it's
doing his own stuff.
Because you know that's all fake. It's all done on the computer.
His voice is perfect.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like UFOs over Phoenix? What happened?
It makes younger and younger in each reboot.
So,
And I'm fine
That's so they can
you're the
extend their
spider,
contract.
like, crime fighting spider. You're Spider Boy?
Spider-Man.
Perfect.
Not
Perfect
that onesie
delivery.
or not.
It's not a onesie. I don't believe this. I was actually having a really good day today. You know, didn't miss my train. This perfectly good DVD player was just sitting there and algebra test.
Is Tom Holland doing the voice for the game?
Who else?
I hope so.
Anybody?
Not sure. That'd be good.
Not
He's
even your-
really got the
your
Peter Parker
choice.
voice.
Spider-Man Homecoming
No,
is gonna be pretty bad.
no. If she knew, she'd freak out. And when she freaks out, I freak out.
You know what I think is really cool? This webbing. Tensile strength is off the charts. Who manufactured it?
Like,
I did.
naturally caught it without.
Climbing walls? How you doing that? Adhesive gloves?
Is that a long story?
Lordy. Can you even see me?
Yes, I can. I can see it.
I'm actually, I would
It's just that
really like to see
happened.
how many takes they have to do, because every scene seems a little too good. I was like, wow.
You're in dire need.
What I think is cool is how he just explained when he got his power, something that's not addressed in the previous Spider movies. Vision. Like his
Why are you
vision
doing
gets
this?
better.
Yeah.
But in this case,
I gotta
not
know
only
what
is his
you're- how
vision
much
better,
gets you out of
there's
that
just
twin bed.
too much input, like a real spider. There's like too many sensory things going on at once. That's why he wears the goggles to help narrow it down.
No, I like that.
And
That
then
was
talking
perfect.
about that there, I was like, that's
It was really good.
Mm-hmm. I read books. I build computers. And yeah, I would love to play football. But I couldn't then, so I shouldn't now.
Sure, because you're different.
Exactly.
Right.
But I can't tell anybody that, so I'm not.
Mr. Chang, I'll answer that in a bit. I like this scene though.
But you don't. And then the bad things happen. They happen because of you.
It's a good connecting point between those.
So you want to look out for the little guy. You want to do your part, make the world a better place on that, right?
Yeah. Just looking out for the little guy.
For the little guy.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna sit here so you move the leg.
For one of the comments of Zack Snyder ripping this off for
He's
Justice
trolling.
League.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
Oh no!
He's totally trolling.
It's fine that he did that, but what
I
I'm
can't go
going to
to
say
Germany.
is,
Why?
I will say that may be a good thing because it may make
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
No,
the
I'm being
scene
serious. I
better.
can't just drop out of school.
showing more communication between the actors outside of action and stuff does add more to a movie where it's not just all action and things.
He was trolling.
Oh, it's okay.
He was totally trolling, dude.
I don't care. I think it's a good thing. I like that.
I think that was the biggest pop of the night in the screening.
I like this.
How he's met it, like just in like standby mode. Yeah.
Standby mode, like he's interior furniture.
Stay.
Vision is a scary motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. I did not care for him in this movie for some reason.
What are you doing here?
Disappointing my kids.
Like,
Supposed to go water skiing. Cat needs her help. Come on.
I don't know. He was a little too like I don't know.
You should not be here.
Really? I retire for what, like 5 minutes, and it all goes to shit.
Please consider the consequences of your actions.
Okay, they're considered. Here we gotta go.
There's something about Hawkeye, like I don't know what it is. I think it's because of Age of Ultron.
I've caused enough problems.
Like it was a little too much. Like they were trying to make him like
more personable. Give him
no,
screen
like,
time.
the whole shit with like yeah, but they're my problems or some shit like that. I'm like, dude, you were like nothing. Like they were trying to really make him like the grounding, the center of like keeping everybody together. I'm like, dude, nobody's buying it. Stop.
Clint, you can't overpower me. I know we can't. But she can.
Vision. That's enough. Let him go. I'm leaving.
I can't let you.
I'm sorry.
If you do this, they will never stop being afraid of you.
I can't control your fear. Only my own.
How many floors is that? That's a lot of shit he's going through.
That's a lot of floors.
That's a lot of floors.
Ooh. Come on. We got one more stop.
I'm very disappointed with the Russo brothers and how they didn't allow the upskirt shot there, but the rubble was in the way. Move.
Or you will be moved.
This fool.
As entertaining as that would be,
You really think you can
You know what I like about that?
The bald
the
head.
successes are considerable.
Not just that,
Yeah.
but
The
they're
whole 7
exactly
years
how
farm pharmacy,
the characters
probably
are,
did
his
that.
guards.
Yeah.
In the books,
Yeah.
and the way
You
they
know
just
where they
portray
are.
that character
I know someone.
is sweet. And I'm hoping that she's in the next movie. Just to see her do
So
more.
you understand the concept of a getaway car?
Something I thought was
Slow
funny
mo.
about that is
Good.
the entire time they're at the
Subtitles
mansion.
to the crowd.
What did I mention? Vision could have been trained.
Yep.
No.
Instead, he got
I owe you
trained.
again.
You know what? That would have actually, Pablo. I think Quicksilver would have been a. That's a good question.
Sorry.
Quicksilver probably would have been a better addition.
Then
for-
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
For
Like
Team Cap?
You're gonna come
Because
back.
Hawkeye's on Team Cap.
I know, but at least for the scene coming to get her sister or something, I like. I just I
But
wasn't
that means he'd have to be on the opposite team.
I
Because
get
having
it,
both
but-
of them on the same team would be overpowering.
okay, but I just my whole thing is like, I just really wasn't getting. I wasn't feeling Hawkeye basically.
I think for Hawkeye's
He was
character,
a good reason of why people complain like too many jokes were being thrown in. But the only good thing about it was the fact that Black Panther was like, it helped set up Black Panther's best line in the movie. I don't care. Like I was like, exactly. that was funny. That's a good scene. Real quick, so you asked me earlier about the reason I don't like I wasn't feeling the first Iron Man movie. Probably just because it was the first Marvel movie, and I was just kind of like, whatever about it. I just the first MCU movie was Iron Man. Right?
Thanks for having me back.
The first MCU movie, like
About
the launching point. I don't know. I just it was okay for me. I didn't really like Terrence Howard's portrayal, whatever.
So
I
this is
actually
one of my
thought,
favorite scenes.
ironically, the one that most people don't like, I guess, Iron Man 2, I actually like that one the most.
Captain America. Mr. Mike. It's an honor. I'm shaking your hand too long. Wow, this is awesome. Captain America. I know you too. You're great. Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so thanks for thanking me. Hey, man. What's up, Tic Tac? Good to see you. Look, what happened last time? It was a great
My
mission, but
big worry here
it'll never happen again.
is the
Can I tell
fact
you
that
what we're up against? Something
Paul
about
Rudd is
Psycho
really good,
assassins?
but
We're outside
him
the
and
walls.
Chris Pratt play very
Come with us
similar
for a
characters, so I'm a little worried there's going to be a bit of overlap.
You should get moving.
When?
Got a chopper line up.
In Infinity War.
I'm not too worried about that. Because there'll be too much stuff going on.
To really see them, yeah.
That and actually having the two of them together in a couple scenes may come off as fun.
Okay. Suit up. I saw the funniest meme one time of like they were like suit up and all of them were like getting changed by the band. Hey.
Does anyone ever wonder why War Machine is standing there with his helmet closed almost the entire time?
Hear me out, Tony.
Do you think he's not there?
He's probably not
behind
there.
all of this.
Hey. What up?
Captain.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Just
Anyway.
looks badass.
Ross gave me 36 hours to bring you in. That was 24 hours ago. Can you help your brother out?
Tony.
Yes. Your old war buddy killed innocent people yesterday.
And there are 5 more super soldiers just like him. You can't let the doctor find him first, Tony. I can't.
Steve,
This is the part that
you
irritates
know
me.
what's
Knowing
about
that,
to happen.
knowing that much,
Do you really
why
want to
doesn't
punch your
somebody say,
way out of
"Okay,
this one?"
fine, we'll escort you, or we'll go with you to check that out."
All
And
right.
if it doesn't pan out, everybody goes.
Under
All right,
roof.
fine.
Okay, guys, at this point in time now, who are you siding for?
Thanks.
Team Cap or
Well,
Team
I feel a
Tony?
little better.
At this
Team
point,
Cap.
I was Team
Wait, it's
Cap.
something.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't really need to start a conversation.
Oh, hey, thanks. Thanks, Alf.
Big fan.
Appreciate it.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Just
Hey, everyone.
good job. You've been busy.
And you've been a complete idiot. Dragging in Clint, rescuing Wanda from a place she doesn't even want to leave, a safe place. I'm trying to keep you from tearing the Avengers apart.
Good scene.
Did that when you signed.
Oh, that's right, damn it.
This was
You're
good.
gonna turn Barnes over, you're gonna come with us.
Yep.
Now, because it's us. We're a squad of JSOC guys with no compunction about being impolite.
But the great part about this is the fact that Tony really believes he's doing the right thing.
Well, that's the conflict. They both think.
I know, but I really
and
liked
it's
it,
funny
yeah.
because
Guys,
all they have to do.
Nice.
Let's go check it out.
What the hell was that?
I believe this is yours.
But they don't
Captain.
have the
I
time.
love that.
Yeah.
I believe this is yours.
All right, there's 2 in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
that was
One of them's
good.
Max.
That's so
I'll grab
corny.
it. Rudy, you want to take Cap?
That was
To the
dope.
terminal, Wilson and Barnes. Barnes is mine.
Hey, Mr. Stark, what should I do?
What we discussed, keep your distance, web them up.
Okay, copy that.
This shit was so hardcore when this was going down.
Captain, I won't ask a second time.
It was so fucking tense.
Oh, that's sweet.
I really don't want to hurt you.
You all.
I wouldn't stress about it.
Oh, that hurt.
That was clever.
What the
What
hell?
the
Everyone's got to give it.
Damn! Kick the shit out of him.
You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude. You have the right to remain silent.
I really can't imagine how this movie would be without Spider-Man in it.
Can you imagine how it was with Daredevil?
God
Not
damn.
Daredevil, Deadpool.
Sorry, Cap, this won't kill you, but it ain't gonna tickle either.
Really? Learn from Thor.
Hammer!
You locked me in my room.
Goodness,
Okay,
I'm loving
first,
that
that's an
costume.
exaggeration. Second, I did it to protect you. Hey, Clint.
Hey, man.
Clearly, retirement doesn't suit you. Got
tired of shooting golf?
Well, I played 18. Shot 18. Just can't seem to miss.
Well, first time for everything.
Nice.
Made you look.
It's a lot of property.
Concussion, right? Yeah, contusion.
Spider-Man, this is Sparta.
What do you say?
This is Sparta.
Yeah, he really did come in there with the kick like that.
God.
They did Spider-Man so well. Ow! Fuck!
The first time I saw it, I was like, did he throw a car?
He threw a fucking car.
No, that was a sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But either way, it was magic.
It was dope. It was great. Like, you're like, Spider-Man is really fucking powerful.
I would explain the rigidity-flexibility ratio, which, gotta say, that's awesome.
I don't know if you've been in a fight. Usually not that much talk.
Alright, sorry, my bad.
Perfect. Perfect, yeah.
Guys, look, I'd love to keep this up, but I've only got one job here today, and I've got to impress Mr. Stark, so I'm really sorry.
You couldn't have done that earlier.
I hate you.
Oh, that was dope. Yeah, that was.
Oh,
damn.
Two for two. Get him, Cap.
Throw it at this. Now!
Oh, man, I thought it was a water truck. Sorry. Alright, now I'm pissed.
That shit is so crazy.
Well, my plan was go easy on him. You want to switch it up?
One thing I will really appreciate about Civil War is because obviously this is a heavily CG event going on, but usually when you have a lot of CG going on, they make it a night scene so it doesn't look so obvious. So I really appreciate the fact that they shot this all in the day.
Something else
Like Godzilla 2014.
Notice Team Cap is a lot of dark red and black.
Yeah.
Where Iron Man, well, they got a mix, but it's more black and silver.
Yeah.
Black and silver, black and silver. And Vision almost looks like Iron Man. See those two down there?
Okay.
What do we do, Cap?
A lot of black, yeah, dark.
Black and like a deep red.
This was dope.
Get him, Cap.
Fuck! I'm getting chills.
That's
Remember
right.
the first time? I was like, I remember everybody in the movie theater was like, yo, let's go!
Going down to the Walmart
And
parking
this
lot.
one scene right here was like perfect. And right here, freeze frame. That was great. Woo! They've gotta.
I like that.
When they top this shit in Infinity War, man. Woo! Woo!
You're pulling your punches.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, I like their fight.
Why did you run?
People were shooting at him?
Just like that hurts.
I need Scarlet Witch in this movie.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch is awesome.
I really hope they up her ante.
That's stuff people say all the time. How does people keep coming back?
You know,
get him!
He also said to go for your leg.
I like the way he delivered that line. Yeah.
Bring it. Bam! Man, I love that. Watching Captain Spider-Man is awesome.
Love it then.
No, I'm good. I'm good, Arrow Guy. Let's go.
Arrow Guy. One of my favorite lines in the movie too is tough.
tell you anything else.
You're wrong. Think you're right. Makes you dangerous.
There's a lot of good philosophy here.
Got hard, kid. Where you from?
Queens.
Brooklyn.
Oh. My favorite line.
Oh, you're gonna have to take this into the shop. It's your conscience.
It's your
You don't talk
conscience.
a lot these days.
Right.
You find fires.
Great line.
I like how the inside of the suit just looks like a mini parkour course for Ant-Man.
True.
We gotta go. That guy's probably in some area by now. We're gonna drop the flyers. It's in prison. You get to the
No, you get to instead. Both of you. The rest of us aren't getting out.
Let's say hate to admit it.
We're gonna win this one. Some of us might have to lose it.
This isn't the real fight, Steve.
I see.
We need a diversion. Something big. I got something kind of big, but I can't hold it very long. On my signal, run like hell. And if I tear myself in half, don't come back for
He's
me.
gonna tear himself in half? You sure about this guy?
I do it all the time. I mean, once. In a lab. And I passed out.
It's amazing how where he's running just looks so far.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
so small.
right. I was just thinking about that too. That was a well done shot. Tiny guy's big. Tiny guy's big.
That's kind of
Shit!
He's big now. I guess that's the signal.
Way to go, Tic Tac!
Give me back my roadie.
I got him.
Kind of sucks how Rhodey was the one that had to be the ragdoll, but
right?
Yeah. God damn, Vision.
Really blasting.
Anybody on our side hiding any shocking and fantastic abilities they'd like to disclose? I'm open to suggestions.
Sorry, I thought that was funny.
Want to get to them? Go to me.
Damn. Right? Favorite line of the movie.
We haven't met yet. I'm glad.
I don't care.
That's basically how I feel about Hawkeye throughout most of this movie. Stop talking, stop like lightening the mood. I was like, thank you, Black Panther.
That was pretty badass. Watching him just unload all that ammo on that that
Black
cart.
Panther, yeah.
No.
Oh, yes. That does get overlooked a lot.
Get off!
Ooh. Vision's got some strategy for reals.
Poor Clint. He can't hold his own against Black Panther.
Something just flew in me!
She's awesome.
Nah.
Scarlet Witch is awesome.
I really do hope they up her a
Her
bit.
power.
Yeah, her power,
Yes.
but not just that, but her character needs, like, I don't know. I like Elizabeth Olsen, but if they're gonna bring her to, like, the higher power Scarlet Witch, she's got to get it under control as well in terms of, like, making a stronger character.
Empire Strikes Back?
Tony, how old
Right.
is this
I
guy?
don't know. I didn't carbon date him. He's on the young side.
You know that part? With all the snow planet? With the
Pause.
walking thingy?
Yeah. Go, Luke.
Maybe the kid's onto something.
Hang on, Tony, go high.
Oh.
That was awesome!
Even with Spider-Man's powers, that hurt.
Yeah.
Just because Giant Man is heavy.
Does anyone have any orange slices?
For whatever reason, that line
You don't like
felt
it?
dead on me.
Yeah, I agree.
Such
Yeah,
a
I was
good
like, because he wasn't drunk.
Get outside. Wait a minute.
Jesus. Hi.
Oh. Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah. You're
I
done.
love the
all right?
bows.
Yeah, good job. Stay
No,
down.
I'm good. I'm fine.
Stay down.
Let's go. I gotta get him
If you're
back.
going home, I'll call Aunt May. You're done.
I certainly would hope Dante makes more money than.
Not done. I'm not.
Now somebody's like, Dante makes more money than Akasan. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not.
I would certainly hope your contract pays better than my YouTube
You know,
contract.
nothing against Akasan or anyone else, but I'm hoping that, work eventually pays off as hard as I'm working.
What? Like, it's not now?
Well, it is. It's
Yeah,
just that, obviously, it's I want to do more.
True.
So
There's a difference.
that's why.
But you have a
branching
new
out and
movie
doing
coming
more.
out, right?
I have 3 new movies coming out.
Oh, shit. I got a movie coming out. It'll be in the adult section. Yeah.
How did I know you were going to
You,
say
you
that?
knew it, yeah. You know me well.
This scene was kind of sad. For many reasons.
Yeah?
One,
Mission
no
I
one
got
could
banded on my
freaking catch
six.
up to catch Brody.
Right.
Vision. Copy. Target is thrust him. Turn him into a glider.
I still don't understand why Tony kind of blamed him on that one.
Not just that, I can't understand why Tony couldn't go mock and catch him. Just saying.
Tony flying dead stick.
But I will say, I'm happy that Tony Stark builds really sturdy suits. So Tony's basically mad that Falcon didn't get hit and,
Right.
and basically fall to his death, as opposed to Rhodey getting hit in the suit.
Heartbeat detected. Emergency medical is on its way.
Sorry.
So you can understand why Tony blamed Vision?
Yeah, I was like, he didn't really blame him, but he was also like, how the hell did this happen?
How
Like,
did you miss?
he was in the fucking way! Like,
Guten Morgen,
yeah.
Frau Leiber. Zimmer 201 hier.
Herr Müller. Speck und Schwarzenkaffee für Sie.
Wie gut Sie mich kennen.
No, he was distracted by Olsen.
Oh, that's a good point, Blade. I think subconsciously Vision wanted to hit War Machine. I think Vision sort of hated Iron Man for hurting Wanda with all his BS. I think it's a stretch, but yeah. That's weird. The toilet seat had no cover, but
What's gonna happen?
I'm just saying.
Maybe he used it.
He used it for his own shield. Mission report.
Whatever it is, I'll deal with it.
I like this scene. It was
I
really
don't know if I'm worth all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You're just a troublemaker.
They did this really well, though.
What you did all those years, it wasn't you. We didn't have a choice.
Sorry. Something else.
But I did it.
I think that was Sebastian Stan's one of his best lines in this movie. He did it really well. I'm kind of mixed on the Rhodey situation.
Why?
I'm glad they didn't. I'm kind of glad they didn't kill him.
I'm glad they didn't kill him because I don't think he.
It would have been
deserved
cheap,
to die.
yeah.
I think it would have been a cheap thing, and for them
Right.
to kill his character off, it just I don't know. I think for Don Cheadle's character, they need to use him more so he feels more whole. Because otherwise, he's like a spotty character that's being used.
The good thing that I think that came out of this situation was the fact that he, that was such a nice shot of her legs. It's so nice. And the little gap.
The scene was sparked by some fan fictions.
Such a nice
not gonna
scene.
stop.
Damn.
If you don't either, we're
I wonder what her workout routine is.
You let them go now.
We played this.
What was I going to say? So the one thing I will say is that it helps later play into the fact that even Rhodey got fucked up. He still supports Tony, but he more or less supports the decisions that Tony is making, and it helps reaffirm with Tony that he's not a bad guy. Like he's still doing the right thing.
And remember, Rhodey's also a soldier. He made a decision he's going to stick to it no matter what.
Yeah.
He knows the consequences of what's going to happen. You know, if he's in the field, chances are he can get injured. He can
he's
die.
a soldier. Yeah.
So.
Priority upload from Berlin, please.
Fire up the chopper.
So to answer your other question,
Vision needs to die. Thanos needs the stone.
Yeah, we said yeah. So to answer your other question earlier about the whole deal with Captain America was rambling off like the stuff such and such, and you're like, why didn't they just go with them together? I think one of the things is Tony was done. He was like, I'm so tired of hearing this bullshit. Like, and he's on a deadline as well. Like, he's
which
like,
makes it work. They had plenty of time still. All they had to do was go check it out.
But
because here's the thing: if they all went to go check it out, he could have easily, anybody could have easily said
So what happened
to the to what's his name, Thunderbolt, look, this is where we're going to check out this lead, we're going together.
I get it, but I think at this point in time, especially knowing Tony's personality, if he's not in control of the situation and he doesn't have the full grasp of the story, he's not going to be pulling at strings, basically. Or
true, but that's the unfortunate downfall of Tony's character. Given Tony makes some very good valid points, but he also misses a huge point.
I get it, yeah.
So that's unfortunately what plays in well to the story.
Right, but we can also argue that Captain America.
It's like he's pistol whipping the door.
Captain America makes makes similar mistakes because of his naiveness and stubbornness.
So,
he doesn't see the other sides and doesn't compromise either.
Brian said that's the reason he can't side with Tony because he's a control freak.
I agree. Well, that's like what I'm saying. I know not everybody will side with people like myself and Tony because of that whole control factor, but best believe we're always doing it for what we believe is the right reason. Just like Batman. You said Tony Stark is the Donald Trump.
Yikes.
But no, Blade is... Thank you, artist. Okay, at this point of the movie, based on the discussions that me and Dante have had...
That is true. He did go crazy as hell, but that's what I liked about Lex Luthor's character, because he is crazy, and they did play into the comic book version.
Wrong movie discussion.
Wrong movie discussion. Oh, I just answered what he said. I like that he was
Who's with Team Akka? Who's Team Akka? Who's Team Dante right now? Based on our discussions, I'm more Tony Stark still, through and through. Dante is Captain America.
Yeah.
Based on the discussions.
DC Son is Team Cap. Based on the discussions and the way this is playing
Who's
out,
making a better argument right now?
If Tony wasn't such a control freak, maybe could see siding with him. But because he has to be in control of everything, it ruins everything he's trying to do.
But I believe that because Captain America is still trying to do things on his own and just is very selfish in this movie, that's why things go to shit even quicker. He's falling right more or less into Zemo's plan.
Who?
Steve. and like letting the whole like. I don't know. My whole thing is like, look, contain Winter Soldier, contain everybody. Like they would have never gotten to this point if Steve wasn't such a like, oh my god, I gotta just fucking do this shit like that.
But what was he doing? He was trying to save his friend's life.
Somebody's trying to kill the Winter Soldier right now.
The future is
How did this start? The Winter Soldier got framed, right?
Right.
And he was being chased by the authorities. Well, Captain America, knowing that, one, that's his friend, and knowing that he has the power to potentially stop him and reason with him, that's why he did it.
Everybody's saying Team Dante.
Thank you. Because Cap is the fucking man. And what he's saying, excuse me, and what he's saying makes sense. Tony's not wrong, but he's not right. Tony feels like everything he does and everything he says is 100% right.
I agree, but look, okay. Chris Mullin says
Cap even said that he's not 100% correct, and that the mistakes that he made, he'll face it, no matter what it is. Right. Tony hasn't said anything like that the entire time.
I don't understand.
I get it.
He hasn't at all.
Okay.
You gotta watch your back with this guy. Chance he's gonna break it.
That's true, Blade. I agree with you.
Said you never can trust a Stark.
Who are you?
Come on, man.
How's the road?
That's a good point. I'll agree with Blade about that.
And I
this
agree
scene
with
right here.
Arcane. That's true.
Right.
What do you need? They feature
Tony is literally, he's supposed to be the smartest person in the room,
right?
And knowing how things can initially play out, the way he goes about doing it is what ruins it.
But I also believe,
and that's why
I believe also that, as we have seen in previous movies, Tony is also smart enough to get out of some of those situations, as we see later in this movie as well.
Which is why I can't be Team Iron Man, because he went about things the wrong way, which is why his initial vision of how things should be.
But again,
it's not 100% his fault. It's because he can't get out of his own way.
I get it, but you're looking at it also from the side of like, okay, if they don't sign the Accords, everything was going to be fine. It wasn't going to be fine.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What
so
I'm saying
this was the best option.
No, it's not. Them fighting each other was not the best option.
But they weren't supposed. The whole idea was them not to fight each other. They were just trying to work with the government.
They were, but here's the thing: because when they had that conversation there at the airport, the only thing Tony Stark needed to do was say, "Okay, I will give you the benefit of the doubt." He's trying to give him the benefit of the doubt anyway.
But he couldn't.
He couldn't. Exactly.
At that point,
because he couldn't get out of his own way.
He got.
Because it's one of those things, would you rather stand there and argue and fight your friends, or follow the potential lead and see if things are okay? If they're not, okay, no more.
But you have to look at it from Tony's side. It's the fact that he was already fucking up. Like, he got Hawkeye to break Wanda out. So already he was rebelling against anything Tony was trying to set up anyways. So it's like, dude, I'm not going to trust any more shit you're saying. That's my point, is the fact that
and that's why the whole thing breaks down, because they lost trust.
And yeah, so we agree on that point. Oh shit, we broke the chat. Okay.
Tony doesn't agree with his own decision. So.
Okay, but what I will say about that, at least Tony, if given the right evidence in the right situation, he's willing to make the change, where I think Steve is extremely stubborn.
But that's the thing. He was being told more than enough evidence, and he didn't follow it up. That's my thing about Iron Man. All he had to do was like, okay, look, fine.
So
the rest of you, you stay here.
So do you believe
War Machine and Captain America could have checked by themselves?
Do you believe by the end of this movie that Steve is without guilt?
No, but that's
actions?
The thing. Even when they got on the,
I really feel like he's very selfish in this movie.
Both of them are. But even when Captain America got on the jet with Bucky, one of the first things he says is, "I will face it no matter what it is." So he's already said, "I know this wasn't the perfect course. I know we made mistakes. We will face it, or I will face it no matter what it is." Tony says nothing like that the entire time.
But at least
Tony is like, "This is how it is, and that's it. I don't care for wrong. That's how it is, that's how it is."
At least Tony made the changes later.
He made the changes later, but the changes
even
that
right
came
here,
later,
even at right
he
here,
didn't have to.
No,
All he had to do was go with them.
No, but see, this
Period.
is the point.
All they had to do was go there and check out the lead. Simple.
Look,
Recon.
if
they
I'm,
didn't even have to go inside.
I,
They could have used
okay.
Tony's tech.
Well, here's my deal is that if I was Tony and I'm facing someone like Steve, who has proven to be extremely hard-headed, extremely stubborn, it's going to be very difficult to be working with him at this point in time.
It's going to be difficult working with him, but they've fought together, they've bled together, they've cried together. Why would he not follow up?
Why are you here?
Nah.
They're the best of friends. Why would
Your story's not so
It's,
great.
it's like
This.
Us
they
not
are
getting
not
along.
friends. Okay, they are not the best of friends. They are not the best of friends.
They are. They don't agree on everything, but they are.
They are, dude. They are not.
You're joking.
I'm completely serious about this. In the MCU, I'm not talking about comic book version. In the MCU, they get along,
but they're not the best of friends. Okay.
They are totally. These
All right.
motherfuckers
Well,
are the best of friends.
So I will take out the fact that I'm also adding in how their characters are in the comic books. Okay, fine. Yeah. They're not the best of friends.
They are not
in the movie versions. They are friends and they are coworkers, but they're not the best of friends like him and Bucky.
This tension has been building ever since the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, and that's fine.
This tension, actually, even on top of that, I will even add, this tension has been building even before fucking Captain America was unfrozen.
That's true, because Iron Man's dad kept talking about it. But here's the thing. They've worked together. They fought together. They bled together. Why would you not follow up on something that big and that important with someone that you should be trusting?
But like I said, at this point, he lost trust in Steve.
Even if you lost trust in Steve,
there's no point.
Prove him wrong.
No.
You've got a potential threat of 5 Winter Soldiers being released.
When you're dealing with clever ass people, with very strategic people,
Iron Man is supposed to be smarter than Steve Rogers, right?
So that's why.
Why would you not follow it up?
That's why you shut it down, and you can go search yourself later.
Stupid. So instead of searching yourself, you sit there and fight your friends and then go check.
If I got a guys with a bunch, my point.
I love
my point. If I got a loose cannon going around, if I got dudes with fucking bazookas or whatever, I'm not going to go to the same place they're telling me I have to go because I might get shot in the back of the head. Lock them up, and I will deal with that shit personally myself later.
But you don't need to have the entire team fight one person.
But I don't need to. But I don't trust the people that are telling me this information at this moment in time.
You don't trust it, but okay, how hard is it to make a phone call and then say, hey, Thunderbolt, send a group out there to check?
Because I don't fucking trust Thunderbolt's ass either.
Then why are you there? If you don't trust anyone that you work with, why are you there?
Because I don't want to be blamed later. Because I don't want to get blamed.
Didn't Tony say Cap explained to Bucky was his friend, right?
I'm here because I made a promise.
You lost
someone. Alright.
I lost everyone.
I will say this is one of the things I really liked about Zemo. Was he was just like, look, I'm done, dude. Like, fucking.
Toppled by its enemies can rise again.
I don't give a shit. I lost
one
everything.
which crumbles from within. That's dead. Forever.
I know that road.
And they're just
What is this?
A working VHS tape.
Okay, I will agree. No, I will
'Cause
agree with you. This was the one point I really didn't like. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Covert mission. No witnesses
In the middle,
what he was told.
It didn't even.
And there's a VHS tape from some random ass camera
in the middle of the fucking forest. Like,
really?
If they had one establishing shot that it was like a building or like a factory or something,
it would have been better than some random road camera out in them sticks. It doesn't make any sense.
If they just had one established, oh my god, this was the hardest.
Yeah,
shit
this was hard.
Oh my god.
And he recognizes him.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. The way he survived that. Batman move's coming.
Oh, I was at this point. I was like, "Fuck them up, kill everyone, Steve." I mean, Tony. I was so pissed at this point. I was so pissed, especially with this motherfucker right here. He
Because
knew
Cap
the whole
knew?
time. I was
Yes.
so mad, and I went back and I looked at the Winter Soldier movie, and I'm like, I think he kind of knows already what happened. Like, they even, yeah. Ooh! Yes! Tell him!
I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, right? Fucking bullshit, honest my ass.
No, he didn't know.
He just said it!
He didn't, in the beginning, he didn't know it was him. And then they found out who he was. So basically what he's answering is, when they first found out who the Winter Soldier was,
Get him!
when they were looking for the Winter Soldier, they didn't know it was Bucky.
Sweet as shit.
That's what he's saying. He didn't know it was Bucky. He didn't know Bucky and the Winter Soldier were the same persons. Then after, once they found out who Bucky was, that's why he's like, yes, I know. I knew.
No!
Yeah, think about it. In the last movie, in Winter Soldier, when him and Black Widow are trying to find out who the Winter Soldier is, nobody knows it's Bucky. And that's what he was answering to. He didn't know. That's what he said. He didn't know it was him. Then after that, he found out the truth. And he didn't tell Tony. That's his fault. He should have said something to Tony. I agree with that. He could have said something to Tony.
Alright, guys, at this point in the movie, whose side were you on right now? Team Iron Man or Team Captain America? Because I would have been perfectly fine if Tony killed both of them at this point.
I've had control of his mind. Move.
And here's the reason why
I would have
I'm
nuked
still
the
with.
shit.
Here's the reason why I'm still with Team Cap. Because what did he just say? He was brainwashed. If the person's brainwashed and they kill the person, whether they know them or not, it doesn't mean that they're 100% accountable. Now, they're accountable for their actions, yes. But does that make them completely guilty?
To be honest, I'm more mad at Cap than I am at Bucky with this shit.
Why?
He fucking lied.
Because he didn't tell him, basically, right?
That entire time. And this isn't the I'm sorry to bring in comic book shit, but Cap, this isn't the first time Cap's pulled that shit off. Like, he's also had shit, has a history with Wolverine as well, and has lied to Wolverine many times and avoided saying what has happened in the past.
Targeting system accurate, boss.
My bad.
Now, do I agree with the fact that Tony is pissed off and he initially wants revenge? Well, he's emotionally pissed off. I understand it.
Oh,
I don't fault him for being pissed off and wanting.
Look at that.
wanting something for what's going on. I understand that. Now, do I think that Captain was wrong for not telling Tony that he knew? I think he's partially at fault. Hey, hold on. Hear me out.
Partially?
Hear me out. One, he's partially at fault because, yes, as his
I like that shot,
coworker
by the
or
way.
friend,
That establishing shot was good. I don't care.
he could have said something. I do think he could have said something.
He should have always said something.
Now, do I think it would have made things better? No. It wouldn't have changed things. That because maybe, whether Captain America was right or not, I do think that if Captain told him, he feels like it would have put Tony on the wrong path.
Yeah.
So I can understand him not wanting to say anything, but I still think he should have said something.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that.
That was a dope shot right there, though. They all did a really good job in this last scene. Woo!
Here's a good question. You wouldn't let Iron Man kill your brother for something he didn't know that he did, would you? Good point.
Lovely shot right there. Straight out of the comics. Zemo. This was hard.
I'm going to bed. I love you.
I'm not scared of the wrong man.
Hardly innocent.
Is that what you want?
Black Panther's the only one making sense in this whole fucking movie.
Like
So many shades of gray right here.
My thing is, I understand why Cap didn't say anything because he felt he was protecting his friend. Do I agree with it 100%? No, because it's the same thing as you having a best friend or a brother and something bad happening, and you hold him from him because you think you're protecting him. You're not 100% right in doing that, but you're not 100% wrong either, because you're sitting there. It's a conflicting feeling. Like, do you tell them and potentially destroy them, or do you hold on to it in hopes that you don't have to hurt them? I understand. So I agree with the fact that he didn't say anything because he didn't want to hurt his friend, but I don't think it was 100% the right thing to hold for this long.
Okay. I get it.
And the Avengers.
And I was also answering.
No, I agree. Yeah.
They went home. I knew I couldn't kill them. More powerful men than me have tried. But
You read that too.
if I could get them to kill each other, I'm sorry about your father.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
He seemed a good man.
This is why I like Zemo.
That part I liked about
Yeah.
this scene.
Zemo.
Vengeance has consumed you.
Yeah.
That because of what he said,
It's consuming them.
it clicked in Black Panther's mind. Because realistically, Black Panther, knowing that Zemo's the reason that his father died, he could have killed him.
Right.
But instead,
Justice
he
will
didn't.
come soon
And I
enough.
thought that was cool.
That's a dope suit, though.
It is.
Tell that to the dead.
That was dope.
The living are not done with you yet.
I am kind of surprised that Zemo, being the person he is, doesn't have a fucking cyanide pill in his mouth.
Scanning.
I was also kind of surprised that Tony had done this.
A long time ago.
You're right.
Like during the airplane scene.
Right.
Let's kick his ass.
Oh shit. But I also feel like that's Tony giving Steve the benefit of the doubt a long time ago. More than Steve ever did for Tony.
He's my friend.
So was I.
Oh! Ow! Get him!
And here's the thing.
Kill him!
Cap is letting him do it.
I don't worry.
Why do you think Cap's doing it? Why do you think he's letting...
To get him away from Bucky.
Nope. Cap's letting him
Cool.
take it out on him? No. Because he understands Tony's feelings about what had happened, and because he feels guilty for not telling him.
I really did like that homage to the Ultimates scene. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I was one of those few people that actually liked it.
Oh, I loved it. That was one of the best fucking comics ever.
They put everybody's storylines together, tied things together with Captain America, with Tony's backstory and things. I liked how they did it. I also like how Captain America stopped the fight like that because he's trying to save Tony from being worse.
I would have nuked them both.
That shield doesn't belong here.
I did like this. Was amazing.
You don't deserve it.
He's right.
My father made that shield.
Do you know what I liked about that?
What?
Because he basically just told him, I don't need it to be who I am. And what I mean by saving Tony, he saved Tony from killing
going
either Bucky
past
or
the abyss,
or
right.
Cap, because he's trying to save his friend. Meaning his friend being Tony. He's trying to save Tony from regretting it. Think about it. Tony's gonna feel good at that moment, but he'll regret it later. Think about his character.
I don't know about it. Guys.
You know why?
Guys, what do you think about it? I think that's a bit of a stretch there.
Is it really? Think of how many times Batman could kill the Joker and one of his friends stop him from going over. Or Batman stops someone else from going over.
So
because he's trying to keep that person as a hero.
Serve James!
Hey. It's just weird having Zemo talking to Bilbo.
Did it.
I think that's why I really like Zemo. This version of Zemo, because it was
he knew what he was planning.
Well, it wasn't even just a planning. It was just like, dude, I'm a weak ass motherfucker, but I got the best out of him. This dude did what no other person could do. They are so broken.
They are. I'm looking for the damage.
It's just first pass. Yeah, give me some feedback. Anything you think of: shock absorption, lateral movement. Cup holder?
You may want to think about some AC down there.
Do you know what I find interesting about this?
Let's go.
Iron Man had his back broken at one point, and War Machine was the one that took the place of Iron Man for a while.
Yeah.
And they took that and gave it to War Machine instead.
Ah.
$138.
Read what Blade said, because that's basically
He basically
and I agree.
I agree.
One of them could have been my last, but I flew.
Yeah.
The fight needed to be fought. It's the same with these accords. I signed because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, this sucks. This is a bad beat. But it hasn't changed my mind.
That's something I liked about
Rhodey. Yeah.
Because he stuck with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I like.
This was the only. This was a
with
good reason for him getting injured, because it really helped not reinvigorate, but reinstate that Tony wasn't.
That he agreed with.
Are you Tony?
Well, it wasn't
Tony
all.
Stank.
It all wasn't lost. I'm gonna try
You're in the
something.
right place. Thank you for that.
That's true. Stanley's cameos do come at the perfect time.
Table
Tony
for one,
Stank.
They do.
Mr. Stank.
That Deadpool one was the best one.
Believe it or not, I haven't seen it.
Deadpool?
I've only seen the thumbnail. Oh, you mean
I'm glad you're back.
Stanley and Deadpool?
I don't like the idea
Oh,
of you
I
rallying
thought
around
you
the
meant
mansion by yourself.
Oh,
We all need family. The Avengers are yours. Maybe more so than mine.
Yeah.
I've been on my own since I was 18. I never really fit in anywhere, even in the army. My faith's in people, I guess. Individuals. And I'm happy to say that for the most part, they haven't let me down. Which is why I can't defend them.
Somebody said War Machine is garbage.
Locks can be replaced, but maybe they shouldn't. I know I hurt you, Tony. I guess I thought.
Guys, keep your
Spam.
chat nice, and I'll keep it
I
up
can see
there.
now that I was
As
really
long as you don't
stressed out.
spam. I like what you guys are saying,
I'm sorry.
and I want people to see it later. You keep
Hopefully
the
one day
discussion
you'll
going.
understand.
This is one of my
I
favorite.
wish
It's
we
good.
agreed on the
It's
accords.
great.
I really do. I know you're doing what you believe in. That's all any of us can do.
Yeah.
That's all any of us should.
Priority call from Secretary Ross. There's been a breach at the Raft prison.
Yeah, put him through.
Tony, we have a problem.
Please hold.
No.
So no matter what, I promise you, if you need us, if you need me, I'll be there.
So I
Okay,
like I like that he felt that he needed to say something for closure to Tony.
Yeah.
Just out of respect.
Yeah.
And that last little monologue, I really liked that part.
No, that's good.
I thought that was really good for his character.
I agree. Even for people that I disagree with, I always.
That means me.
No. Even with people that I disagree with, if I really respect them and such, I always try to see their way and at least close it out amicably like that. So, you know.
I like that the way they played out the ending of Tony and Cap. I'm hoping that one of two things happen. It goes in one or two directions. One, Cap and Iron Man have come to some type of agreement, so to speak, for the next movie, and they try and find a way to rebuild the relationship, even if there's still a little bit of animosity. They try and rebuild the relationship, as opposed to being on complete opposite sides. If they're on complete opposite sides, what I would like to see is them having two small avenging teams.
Overall, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Is we're going to have the Avengers, and Tony's team, versus Secret Avengers.
Secret Avengers, which would be kind of interesting because you could take the story into a completely different direction with that.
Yeah,
and it would be cool.
I think for the most part, what we're going to see for at least the first part of the movie and such is you're going to see the Avengers doing their thing, and then you're going to see Cap's team sort of doing the more Black Ops type shit. There we go.
That would be awesome.
All right. Avatar, that's because I'm not attached to Tony the same way I am for Batman.
So until they figure out how to
And that's not even one of Tony's roles.
for everybody.
If you could be any Avenger, who would it be?
Oh, of course, Tony Stark. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess my personality matches the most with Tony, but
thank you.
I don't know. I do kind of like Black Panther the way he is. I think Prince, yeah. Now he's king.
I can have one of
So you know what Black Panther?
I would. Honestly, I want to say Thor, but I couldn't imagine living in like Asgard and dealing with all that shit.
You're just traveling. You're like traveling from Tokyo to Osaka. Sometimes you're in Asgard, sometimes you're in Tokyo.
I'm Del. Meet me up. That was a nice scene.
It was good.
That was really good.
I enjoyed that. I think I enjoyed that a lot differently than when I watched it myself because we're talking about certain things that I may have pointed out and getting a different perspective on it always makes things interesting and it makes me look at it deeper or differently.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed watching this time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it the other 10 plus times I've seen it, but
it was
this time with you with just it was
feel. Interesting for me to get your perspective on the Cap side because I really didn't like how stubborn or how selfish Steve is. I mean, I liked it as in terms of in the movie and the character development, but I will always side with Tony and his particular. You know, I know he has faults. But I still think for the greater good, he was doing the right thing. Where Steve, if anything, was just thinking for himself and his principles. So,
but isn't that technically the same? Iron Man was thinking about his principles. They were both. For me, I look at it as both of them were standing by their principles, no matter how close
I think
or far they were.
But I think,
and neither wanted to get off their path. But
I think. The thing about it is that Tony's, Cap's principles are very outdated, and it comes it's honorable, but they are very outdated in the kind of society that we live in. Whereas Tony, as the futurist he is trying to think of ways to still keep everybody safe from the beginning. And like I said, he's made mistakes with Ultron, but he's always had the greater purpose of keeping people, getting people in check, basically.
I will say that I partially agree with that.
Okay.
Because given Steve's views seem outdated, are they outdated, or have we just overlooked what made us great from the beginning?
Okay. Make America Great Again?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not touching Trump.
But
basically what I mean is like when things were simple for him, that doesn't mean it's better. But it's like, hey, look, this is the right thing to do. This is what we should do.
But who's
if we're going to do something different, how can we do this differently and do it together, as opposed to this is just me and this is just you?
But I don't know what Marvel movie it was, but somebody mentioned very much that even in the past they were doing some really. I think it was Tony actually that mentioned it in one. He was just like, "Oh, you guys were doing a lot of weird stuff back then. A lot of lab work and a lot of experimentation, something like he found."
Was it Tony? Another character. You're talking about what was it?
It was
Winter
like,
Soldier.
Maybe it was
because they're talking about how they maybe not Iron Man, Falcon. When he first meets Falcon, they're talking about the past and how they dealt with
a lot of weird stuff, or something like that. But
basically experimentation and bad
or maybe it was
food
Agent Carter, or maybe one of them was just saying how. Maybe it was Coulson? I don't know. Someone deep. I think it has something to do with. It had to do with Nick Fury was talking to. Nick Fury, I think, was talking to. Nick Fury was talking to Steve Rogers about, like, he's like, you know what? He's like, you know what? I looked up some of those old Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, those old files. You guys were into a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually really good, too, because in a sense, Tony is also helping catapult a lot of what Nick Fury was also believing in the Winter Soldier about this isn't freedom, this is, this is control and such. So
putting in safeguards before things happen. It's not that it's wrong to do, but when you do that, you're also restricting people from their basic freedoms. And that's where Steve has that conflict.
I get it. I get it, but
it's bad that we feel like that, because we as a people have gotten to the point where we've become more violent and found better and more horrible ways to hurt each other. So it's like having those safeguards in, it seems like the right thing to do, but then if you don't have them, people are at risk. Right. So it's like,
well, I think that's also where we stand.
Is the best.
Exactly, I agree with you there, because I think that's where we also stand even in today's world now. Yeah. Is like there's a lot of nationalism being put back in, because I believe that we've been liberal for so long over the years that it does feel like, okay, things are getting too much out of control, so we need to like clamp down a little bit more. So, so very interesting.
Well, I will say for those who are watching with us, thank you. I appreciate it. Your comments are great. What did you think of the movie? What did you think of our comments and how we interacted with each other about the movie itself and our reviews on the characters or our views in general?
Yeah, we got one more.
I have to say, for a lot of stuff, I do agree with a lot of what Akasan was saying. As far as Tony and Cap go, it's a hard choice on both sides. Someone's got to make the tough call, and no one wins. And that's the funny thing. In the middle of the fight at the airport, Cap's team is like, in order to win, some of us have to lose.
Right. I like that.
They basically sacrifice themselves so Cap can move forward to stop what could potentially happen, so they can get away. And obviously Cap feels bad about that, because it's like, well, they're now locked up, and that's why he goes to get them out. Now, Cap going in to break them out isn't exactly the best thing either.
Hold on. After credit scenes.
But I enjoyed it.
Steve.
Steve? Did y'all see? Is he overbite?
No, you don't know him. He's from Brooklyn. Ouch.
Well, hope you got a few good licks in.
Yeah, I got quite a few in, actually. His friend was huge. Huge.
He does a really good job.
He's a perfect Peter Parker, I think.
Love you, May. Hey, can you shut the door?
that's just cool.
Spider-Man will return.
I really enjoyed how they ended that with his character, and how
Why?
his symbol basically had like icons there as a menu for him to select what he wanted to do. It's just kind of cool.
I have like I can't stop thinking, like I don't even know if I should tell Frank's story about this one because we all saw the movie for the first time together, and so a buddy of I don't know, can I tell that story? Like
If you say something, I'd keep names out of it.
Oh, okay. No, I won't tell the story then. But it was just kind of funny because I could see his eyes light up, and he was just like, like that.
It's like,
yeah, like
I can see what I can do with this.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So maybe, okay, I'm not gonna drop.
But here's the cool thing.
Yeah.
The way he is, he's got stuff planned out 5 to 7 years in advance.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And having to sit down with him about just things in general, him saying it's like, what?
No, it was just funny because I was looking like right after that scene ended, I looked at him. I'm like, so next fall, right? Yeah, like no. I whispered to him. I'm like, so you're gonna put this in the next line in the fall, right? And he's like, we'll see. Like it was really funny too.
Which is cool because he tries to basically make sure that he's giving the fans and the public what they want in a reasonable amount of time. Yeah. Knowing that it's going to take forever to get it done, but he still does a really good job of getting it done. Dude, some of the stuff that he's put out has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward
to your purchase you made recently.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Joker that they
did. There are two characters that I really want right now. Female heroes or female characters, and one of them is Harley Quinn, the other one's Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And the reason I want Wonder Woman is because of the way her costume is designed. On the Marvel side, Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, that suit is awesome.
All right, with Civil War, if you guys have any good questions, let's get into a little. Should I stop the stream? Let me stop the stream here for the people watching the movie, and then I'm pop back up. You guys hit me up. Go ahead and start typing the questions, and we'll do a little bit of a Q&A on Civil War.
Good idea.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask